everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. It is Wednesday, and that means it's time, despite what Johnny says, for 6&Twenty Metropolis. And we are here, we're wet, we're ready to rock and roll. You can take that however you want. So joining us today on this interesting cast and crew in this interesting environment is the usual fun time, happy troop. We'll start with the wettest boy. Sam, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And why are you so wet?
I'm Sam, twitch.tv/WizenFool, Twitter @TheWizenFool. I'm playing JP today, and both JP and Sam are feeling more and more uncomfortable based on that intro.
Perfect.
JP is wet because he decided to get shot out of a cannon, and now he's in the water. In this game, you don't have to take a skill to swim, but for some reason, like a while back, I established that JP doesn't swim well. So I don't really know why I did that, but hopefully it goes well for me. I think it will.
It should.
I think it will.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't have great segues today, guys. We're all sleepy. The sleepiest among us is Mr. Ninja. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And how ready were you for this segue?
Hi, I'm Xmas Ginger Ninja. I run a gaming channel, and then I'm here every Wednesday, obviously. I'm very excited for this week. I got a redemption round on that fucking thing, that fucking tentacle monster.
Oh yeah, he just won't quit. The tentacles won't quit.
And then the live Jasmine after, with
Yeah.
there's more tentacles.
Speaking of the live Jasmine, you can see Frags and my couch on the live Jasmine stream right after the show. So Frags, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today? I was going to say, who are you getting wet today, but I figured that'd be too much.
No. I am wet because of Sam.
Perfect.
I am KW Frags, or and all the people here are my favorite people. And you can find me on Twitter, or you can find me in Discord. I'm so very out of it right now.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm playing Scratch.
We're off to a great start. And last but definitely least today, Johnny, who are you? What are you doing here? Where can we find you on the internet? And what's happening? What's going on, buddy? How you been?
More importantly, where are your pigtails?
What? No.
No. Rose.
Yeah, I'm Johnny, Video Store Cowboy everywhere except Twitter, where it's Vid Store Cowboy. And what am I doing here? I'm pondering how much more innuendos can be applied to what's about to happen to you guys.
So many.
You guys are about to have the worst tentacle porn ever. I guarantee it.
Perfect. 10 out of 10. I'm down for it.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, Sleepycast, I love it.
Baka! Sweet. So before we jump into things, I assure you that this is not a sad hair choice that I've made. My hair's just doing its own thing. I can't stop it. So
You
before we
decided
turn,
to cosplay as Trent Reznor tonight.
yeah, I decided to cosplay as sad Malcolm today, and that's just what's going to happen. I'm just going to be the saddest wet boy. Before we turn things over to Johnny, I'll remind you guys, along the bottom of the screen, you'll see that you can follow, subscribe, and retweet for all kinds of fun things. And down below the stream, you'll see that there's a donation section for all the donations you can donate for. Nat 1s, Nat 20s, special items, special characters, all kinds of fun stuff, and all that.
Don't forget about Alcrits.
I will forget about them because all of those things go to support the channel and keep us doing what we're doing. And with that, Johnny, take us away into the City of Mist.
You didn't say anything about Alcrits.
What? What are those?
Al's the only one that gets those. That's why they're called
only
Alcrits.
Al can.
No.
Yes.
Alcrits
Yes.
are amazing.
No.
But they should cost double. All right, you guys ready?
For Al, they do.
Cost an arm and a leg on this goddamn ship.
Literally.
Oh shit. All right, here we go. Previously on 6&Twenty Metropolis, the crew reunites after the circumstances of Samuel's game and decides to track down the final missing boy, Gideon. Prior to that decision, an exchange between Flora and JP regarding her experience on the dream ship doesn't go well. Meanwhile, Scratch rediscovers his dark days with Samuel, and Malcolm has terrible dreams without the help of the lost Gideon. When it's clear that they are headed out to the mysterious island, Flora takes it upon herself to rent a schooner. Not a sailboat, a schooner. As the crew sets sail, it becomes clear that Malcolm is the only one of them that has any experience sailing a ship, and that's because he imagined it. Turbulent waters ensue, and then a beast appears to block their way. As Flora recognizes the Kraken, Malcolm imagines everyone as a buccaneer ready for ship-to-ship combat. Suited up, the crew attacks the tentacles while Malcolm jukes the schooner around the Kraken. After executing actions that didn't quite work, JP angles himself to take out the Kraken in an underwater leap. However, the ship takes the damage he intended and begins to sink. And that's where we fail.
If I recall correctly, I did hit the Kraken too.
You freed my friend. You freed my doggy.
No,
That's what I did.
No, that was Malcolm who freed the doggy.
Oh.
I definitely. Oh wait, no, you're right. I did like full on fail because I rolled 2 1s. Didn't I? That was the last roll of the game.
I would just like to say that It's Bread Time bought me Black Wake this week, and I'm much more prepared for this scene now. I know a lot more parts of the ship. I know which side is port and starboard. There's something about sails that I usually have to repair. It's
Rigging.
Wait. What game was
I was
this?
gonna say something else. That distracted me. What?
What game?
Black Wake. It's a fire game. You sail around and shoot other people. Black Wake. Yeah, it's dope. Definitely check it out. But anyway,
I'm gonna have to.
I'm now. We're not sponsored by the creators.
Poop deck. That's a ship thing.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, guys, ship's sinking. What are you gonna do?
Am I inside or outside of the ship?
You're stuck in the bottom, essentially the bottom. What? So, Miss Ginger Ninja, what is that? Deck that is below deck, sort of the bottom deck. What is that called? I can't hear you, Malcolm. I don't know what you're saying.
You rocketed into the boat and broke a hole in the bottom of the boat, JP.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was yelling at Malcolm about that, and you were just twisting all my words. And I was like, "Listen, you little fucking shit."
That's right.
The goddamn boat's sinking. Yeah, I think she's in the. I think Flora's in the middle of yelling at Malcolm to like fucking do something.
I don't hear you yelling.
Don't make me sad.
Oh my god.
God.
Who's the lead singer of My Chemical Romance?
Who's the lead singer of any pop punk band in the 2000s? Me, clearly. Although let me do the patent pendant. I'm just gonna see my eyes.
Weird. How do we only have one viewer now? How did that happen?
We actually have more than before.
So here's the shitty sad thing. I actually know the name of the lead singer of
What's his name?
Gerard Way.
Yeah. I knew
He's
his
a
name.
comic book he's a comic book artist
Yeah.
too. His comic books are better than his music. There, I said it. Damn.
Excuse me,
I don't know his comic book
Go
stuff.
for a Pete Wentz look.
So anyway, I think Flora's just yelling at Malcolm.
Wait.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make this comment. It's funny that we were talking about a better band previously before the show started. I'm just going to say that now. All right. So Malcolm, you're yelling at Malcolm to repair the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he told you something along the lines of, "I'm a Dr. Jim." No, he said something along the lines of, "I don't have. Where's the repair kit? You rented the boat."
Malcolm, you do impossible things every day to get us out of trouble.
I know.
I'm asking you to do that now.
I would,
of
but
a
Johnny
way
said I can't make the boat
Get
fly.
another ship. There's another boat there. Crazy. Like something, Malcolm.
I tried to make it fly. I was told no.
Well, I guess we're all gonna die.
Well, I mean,
How bad is it?
And then they
oh
all
my god!
die.
Oh my god! We're all going to die.
we all die eventually, right?
Oh my god.
I'm so glad my hair did this now. At first I was like, fuck, how do I fix my fucking hair? And then I was like, you know what? This is going to be a running joke for the whole show. This is going to be dope.
Nope, I'm done.
This is gonna be...
No, it's beautiful.
Flora
You're good.
is
You're
running
good.
and jumping. She'd like to run and jump off the ship to go jump into this. Didn't it have its mouth, like its maws, like and everything, like right?
Yep.
Can I jump in there, sword first? She's kamikazing this shit and jumping into the Kraken to cut it open from the inside.
So you're how should I say this? Pulling a Johnny Depp?
Yeah, Jack Sparrowing.
Jack Sparrow.
Oh, you did do that. I didn't even do that on purpose. Yes. She wants to just get in there. She doesn't want to be on the top.
Just get all up in the crack.
Yeah. She's going to take a cracking at it.
Okay, and I wasn't allowed to make emo jokes. So you're going to take a crack
I
at
want
it.
the emo hair back. Why'd you get rid of it?
All right.
Yeah, seriously.
It's for the best. Otherwise, we're going to hear emo puns all night.
It's so much forehead.
You're one to talk, buddy.
I'm all forehead, and I have come to terms with it. Scratch is still singing, by the
There
way.
you go. Is that better, Sam?
What is Scratch singing? Is Scratch still singing the sea shanty, or is he really onto the blues now?
No.
My father would taught
he's-
me.
God damn.
Is that what he was singing?
When I was a young man,
Man.
my father
I'm picturing
took me on to a boat. No.
To see a giant kraken. Wow, wow, wow.
He's singing a song that he thinks is appropriate for the situation. It's,
Okay.
Show me the way to go home.
Oh no.
I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Everybody.
I had a little drink about an hour ago and it's gone right to my head. Yeah, that's wherever I may roam.
You better not get another hard move against you guys, because you just gave me some serious inspiration there, buddy.
Listen, I listened to sea shanties for 4 hours the other day while we were playing. I'm unfazed by sea shanties now. You go for it, Scratch.
Well, I mean, it's from Jaws, right before Jaws attacks the boat.
Yes.
So I figured it was the moment for that one.
It is the moment for that one, but yeah.
Also,
Thank you for the ideas.
Don't make a giant shark appear, please.
You know that
The Megalodon appears.
you know
I
that
thought of a great idea.
the beer they drink in that movie is from Rhode Island. It's Narragansett beer.
Are you proud of knowing that?
No, it's such trash. It's such trash beer. It's so terrible. It's just the only thing we have.
All right, so she's Jack Sparrowing it. Tell us what happens, Flora. What are you doing
I
here?
was typing the rest of the lyrics to the song that was posted in our chat. I think she's going to. So we're going to be real bad tonight. Like this is. We're only like 10 minutes in and we haven't done anything yet.
It's beautiful.
Fuck. What was the question? I'm so out of it right now.
Oh, dude, this Black Wake game looks amazing. Sorry.
You're diving into the mouth of a kraken. What are you doing?
You're Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I'm facing danger, or I'm giving it all I've got. I would argue.
No, this might be going toe to toe, right? So, depending upon how you think about you're executing this seems more like it's going toe to toe with me, or if you can describe a way that makes sense, where it's not going to directly, either be ready for you or I would happily take and hit him with all you got as well. So. Because there's a little bit more nuance about hitting it as hard as hell that JP tried to do last session, but just didn't make happen.
I would say she's going toe to toe. Then I was only gonna say hit it with all you've got because she's annoyed that she's been put in this inconvenient situation yet again.
That's because your mom and JP's dad.
No.
And Scratch's
The
uncle.
only person who could wrangle him was gone. Okay, I'm gonna hit. Oh god.
What power tags are you using for?
Touch of the Underworld because she still has her blood covering the blade.
Okay.
She's going with Meat Shield and Can't Die Already Dead as well.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay. There's going to be a negative story tag against you of Kraken.
Okay. I believe I have one more out crit.
You do have an out crit.
Should I make a bad decision?
That's entirely up to you, but I'm going to throw something out to the table real quick. just so I think it's mostly depends on how Flora's and what Flora's intent is. I don't think Flora fears death in any way, shape, or form. But is there a reason why the sinking ship might also be a negative story tag for her? It might make more sense and apply to, say, Malcolm, JP, or Scratch. But I think for Flora, I don't think she really fears death, so I don't think that's necessarily a bad problem. This is a problem in her case.
I think she might be desensitized too, because she almost just sank in the last ship.
There is that too.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, that works. Then yeah, you're not going to suffer from this particular story tag that the others would have to. So just the one.
Okay, I am going to. You said go to toe, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great success.
Great success going toe to toe. Why didn't it show up on my screen? Hold on a second. Okay. Oh, what the hell? Sorry, hold on a second. Didn't quite show up on my side. Are you in the correct instance?
Probably not.
That's okay. All right, so you got a great success. What did you get?
Yeah, I can see it. Are you in the right
Yeah.
instance?
I'm in last. What the fuck, you guys?
Scroll
Sleepy-
down. Scroll down.
I've already scrolled down.
Oh, weird. Mine was like 9 miles.
I
up.
see it.
Yeah,
The last one I see is Alex's, so I'm going to refresh. Hold on a second. From last night. Hey, come on. Hey, you guys. Oh, there it is. Okay, great success. All right. So going toe to toe.
Pick 2, right?
Yep, you get to pick 2 from that.
Impose a status of
Your mama,
stunned.
Kraken.
Yeah, because I'm thinking she hits it. She goes like right off the ship, like into it with the sword, so it's gonna spread a lot quicker than how she was doing it previously. And then I would say I like block, like, or at least distract. You know what I mean? Like block, dodge, or counter. So maybe if it was going in to like bite the side of the ship or something, I distracted it, and it's not doing that anymore.
Okay, so it's going to take a tier 2 status of poisons.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna block, dodge, counter. So narrate us through this attack. And are you continuing to go inside the Kraken at this point?
Yeah. So I would assume she stabbed at it in such a way that it can't bite the side of the ship because its jaws are like its mouth is like stuck open. So she has it like wedged and it's just like seeping poison. I'm assuming she's just sitting there like trying to push it further in as it's like, you know, splashing.
Okay. And so as you kind of wedge yourself in, and the jaws are trying to close on you, you are able to kind of just wedge something, and the mouth stays open. And you hear a roaring scream as this just like guttural noise just comes out from inside of this damn thing, and all you see is pure darkness in front of you. You gonna do anything else?
I think she's just holding on as long as she can, and she's just you hear echoing and yelling, or Malcolm, fix the damn ship.
Okay, we're gonna cut to JP under the below deck, water
Yes.
spewing in. What you gonna do, JP?
How big is this hole? It's about JP sized.
Yeah, it's JP size. Are you gonna fill it with clone JPs?
Well, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Damn it! Why did I tell you that?
Hold on. Can I see the Kraken?
No, because all you see is water down there, and the water gushing in. It's just kind of like filling up the bottom of the boat.
Yeah. So, I want.
Doesn't matter what
I
you want.
have an idea in my head, but it's way too Looney Tunes, so I'm trying to come up with something better.
Have you met Malcolm?
I know, but that's Malcolm's thing, so I don't want to take it from him.
But have you met Malcolm?
Man, what should I do? I will. I think I'm actually going to try to get help from Malcolm here because he's much better at dealing with this type of situation than I am, in all actuality. Even though that seems less likely. So JP is going to start trying to bail water out of the ship. And he's going to say, Malcolm, we need to plug the hole in the boat. Where's the hole plugger? This has to happen all the time, right? You guys, the pirates shoot cannons at you, and then you close the hole.
I appreciate how last episode we were like, how are we getting to the island? And I was like, I built a boat. And it was like, fuck your boat, Malcolm. And they got a boat. No one knew how to sail. So they were like, Malcolm, can you sail? Yep.
I did not say I wanted to use your boat, Malcolm.
Yeah, that's true. Malcolm is a kraken. What do we do? Malcolm, I need a cannon. Malcolm is a hole in the boat.
Well, look, we're on a pirate
now who
ship
wants
this
my
episode.
ship?
We wouldn't be in this situation if your goddamn friends could handle their shit.
We wouldn't be in this situation if we took my boat.
Listen, we've been chasing your stupid friends around for 3 fucking days. This is why I don't want kids.
To be fair.
Laura's out. She has a dog and she was safe before
This
she got on
game-
the boat. Now it's in the water.
This game is the real life reason why Jen doesn't want kids.
Yeah,
Can you blame her with a kid like you?
Oh man.
Laura's gonna burn this goddamn ship to the ground if we don't hurry up and fix
Do it. Do it.
All right, I'm gonna change the game.
Really? What rules are you going to change? Sorry.
All of them. I just make them up as I go.
I know.
I'm gonna use. Since it's being requested of me, I'm gonna use clap if you believe. Imagine things to life. This isn't really Bangarang, but I will use everything's a game.
Is everything a game here?
Yeah, this is
Because
this is awesome.
you're actually you're actually kind of resistant to. You're like, what am I supposed to do? You've been saying, what am I supposed to do? So
That's true.
That doesn't seem to me like it's a game. Like
That's
you
true.
seem actually pretty perplexed about what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for what I'm doing, it makes sense, but yeah, I also agree with you. So I'll call that one off. So yeah, I have 2 power tags here.
Okay. There's Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
And then sinking ship.
Does the Kraken affect the hole?
It is distracting.
No. It is distracting. She's right, but technically no. But yes.
Yes, it does affect the hole.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's distracting.
Okay.
I meant I was distracting it. I didn't mean it was distracting.
Oh, it is. Okay, you're right. You're
That
right.
was part of
Actually,
one of my
you're,
tags.
you're,
Just
you're right.
chewing.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
All right, cool. So I have 1
Perfect.
tag here, and I'm gonna roll
No.
to change the game.
Do it.
Changes. Okay, cool. Turn and watch the time. Changes. So I'm changing the game. Could have been a better man. I'm gonna create a story tag as my thing, right? That's only I get one juice. Yeah, cool. So you hear Malcolm, where's the hole plugger upper? And Malcolm like looks back. He's like watching Flora just dive into the mouth of a kraken after she's like, fix the boat. And he just shouts back down to JP, it's in the hold! And as JP turns to look down, there is a hole-shaped bathroom plug, like a bathtub. The drain plugs. There is one of those.
Amazing.
It's just a large one that seems like it would fit in that
A
hole.
sink stopper?
The sink stopper, but like the
imagining-
bathtub one with the chain on it. So you
Rain
can-
stopper.
I'm imagining so it's like the hole is like a perfect shape of a human.
Yeah.
So then it's just this drain stopper. It's just the size of an adult man.
Yeah. It's whatever size you need it to be. So you look over and there's just a man-sized stopper with the link on it and the little bead chain that you can hook onto something so it doesn't get sucked down.
You know, the thing is though,
That's the hole plugger upper.
Yeah.
since this is season 2, episode 6, and not season 1, episode 1 or 2, this is par for the course. bar for the clothes.
You turn and see it, and you're like, I don't know how I missed that, Malcolm. You're just gonna grab it.
Yeah, so JP grabs it and he's just gonna jam it in there and stop this water from coming in. Hopefully we won't sink. I don't know if this has
Johnny,
changed the game. Or
I don't even know if I need you to roll this almost.
Johnny, my question for you is, what do you do on the other shows?
I hope it's this.
He plays with adults.
He could not do this 3 times a week. He'd fucking lose his mind. He can barely do it 1 time a week.
I think this is... I feel like this is... Take a risk?
Yeah, I mean, it is rushing water.
Yeah, but... I don't know. I feel like you would just be able to do this with this kind of like thing, because he's basically just offered you this tool to use, and I don't feel like there's any...
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, narratively he's very strong, right? So like he can force this thing in against the flow of water. So I don't think it would be necessary to roll.
I am happy to not roll.
The only thing that I can think of is...
Does he have to swim down to do it?
No, it's
To
he's
plug
in
it
the boat.
up? Or you just plug it down?
No, I'm talking about pushing it down. But if the bottom is filling up with water, how deep is it? Is it still only like knee deep, or
Maybe he's facing danger because he's.
I'm imagining this scene being like when in Pirates of the Caribbean, when all of the holes are getting blown and it's like slowly the water is rising, right? Like it's only been a little
So
while.
like in a movie, so you have enough time to have a plot line and also for the main character to get out. That much time. Okay.
Does anybody
But also
want to look
children-
up... Go
children
ahead.
can die in like 2 inches of water, and I don't know. JP's kind of
He's very childlike.
you church.
He is very childlike. Absolutely. He also used to work with children.
Yeah, so I know how to keep them
I
safe.
used to be one.
I used to be one.
Wow.
Congratulations on surviving to adulthood. So the only way that I can think that this would fail is if JP was to just shove this thing into the hole so strongly that it actually causes the crack to enlarge. But I don't think JP would be that reckless. Although he did create the hole in the ship, so
Usually JP's not. Well, he does have actually.
No one's gonna take the swing at that one?
Reckless.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to just ignore it. I was hoping that everyone else would as well. I think.
I can hear. I can hear Frags from the other side of the house, like a hallway and a room away with the door shut, laughing right now.
Frags, you're the greatest.
You're gonna shove it in the hole? What if it stretches it out?
All right, am I rolling or what?
Hey, Johnny!
Am I rolling to shove this thing in the hole?
Well, so the question, Weird
I
Braxton
don't
and
think he's that stupid.
good.
It's already
Are you
lubed
proficient
up. You got this. Just bring it
bathroom
home.
stoppers?
I mean, I've used one before.
Yeah, I think
There's one
we're
in my
good.
tub.
I think we're good. I think I stop up the hole, and then I'm gonna try to get up back on top onto the actual deck to maybe potentially do something useful in this encounter with the Kraken.
Okay, so you take the thing and you kind of shove it on there, right? And the water begins to slow, as you're kind of pushing pressure onto this, and eventually it stops. And the seal or it doesn't really seal, but it just sort of holds in place.
All right, well, water's not coming in anymore, so gonna try to get up on the top of the deck.
Okay, so as the water has risen to waist level at this point, but has slowed or stopped to a trickle as far as you can tell.
And you walk out to Malcolm saying, "Sing Freebird!" And then he looks over to you and says, "Oh my God, you missed it! I don't know what you were doing, but you did the thing, and you jumped into the thing, and then the thing came out, and then Flora was like, blah, 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 and I wasn't really listening. And then she like ran out, and then she's like dove into the mouth of the Kraken. I think she's dead.
What?
Yeah, that's what happens when you dive into the mouth of a Kraken, JP.
What? Why did she would? I mean,
You got shot out of a cannon. You can't get mad at her.
That's actually not a terrible point.
I know. Anyway, I'm gonna sail this boat. And he runs back to the quarterdeck and he's trying to sail this boat.
JP is looking for the Kraken.
It's right there, in front of the boat.
Can I try to fight?
No, I know,
fight
but
this thing.
Hold on. So, as JP, as Malcolm is running back towards the helm, and JP is kind of assessing the situation, and Flora is sort of stuck into the mouth of the Kraken. What's Scratch doing? Because we haven't heard from our lovely blue singer yet.
Singing Freebird.
Singing Sleepy Scratch.
He's just he's laying up against the cannon that he shot JP from, and just kind of singing and chilling and not helping whatsoever, and watching all these people do all these amazing things. And because it's not his forte. He's not gonna fight a squid. What are you, crazy?
Okay.
Man, I blow hard for a living. I ain't fighting no sushi. I don't even like what's it called? Calamari. There we go. The word was fucking right there.
Okay.
Oof.
You like Cajun
All right.
food?
That last fucking laugh I'm gone.
Do you need another nap?
I fucking do.
He needs a first nap.
The first one would be great.
Okay. So back to Flora. Flora, you're in the mouth of the madness or the beast or whatever this thing is. So what are you doing with that?
She's gonna try to, oddly enough, Hercules her way out of here, where she just slices through its head to get out.
Okay.
The sword sticking out of the top of the mouth, keeping the mouth open. She just wants to start stabbing as much as she can at the inside of this, or cut her way out. She wants to just completely rip this thing apart. Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. So in doing that seems like hit him with all you got.
Yep.
Or even potentially change the game, since this thing it all depends on how you want to do this. But sure. What power attacks apply to whichever move you're going to roll?
I'm going to roll a good old-fashioned Alcrit, because I said I was going to last time, and I didn't. I'm going to regret this.
You sure are.
Yep. Al, I don't think you're in here, but in case you watch the VOD later, fuck you.
Somebody clip that. Send it to Al.
Al's the reason my hair is sad.
You are the reason my hair is sad. Wait, what?
No, that's
okay, anyways.
That's the 80s. That's the reason your hair is sad.
Oh. All right. So you slice it in and you begin to push forward, right? Is that's the motion you were looking to get back, towards the front?
Yeah, just push it in and just drag it through the inside of this thing.
Okay. So I imagine that as you're kind of pushing forward, a little bit of the flesh just kind of moves in such a way that it starts to give, and then you hit something that that blocks your way, and you're trying to continue to shove it forward, but you can't, because it feels like there's a piece of bone or something. And so as you're kind of struggling with it, you smell this unusually disgusting sort of putrid smell as you hear some sort of liquid sort of gushing towards you from behind. And all of a sudden you are covered in black ink, and you feel the pull and the momentum just kind of pushing you forward out of the mouth. Face danger.
Gross.
Hey, you're the one who decided to jump into the mouth of the madness.
I'll just keep my 2 tags, the Can't Die Already Dead and the Meat Shield, because she's still trying to keep its attention. I don't know if the poison is having any effect right now. if that's still in my favor, that maybe it's weaker.
Yes, weakened Kraken is going to be a power tag moving forward.
Okay. So is that part of my Touch of the Underworld?
Yes.
Okay. So I have 3.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
And you said
Face danger.
Oh boy, mild success.
Okay, so you're kind of struggling against this, and the gushing ink is just kind of coming out, of its its internals through its mouth. Describe to me how you survive that, and then where do you end up in respects to whether you're still inside or if you get thrown out, but you sort of land in a position that allows you to just to not take any damage.
Is the sword still inside of it, or did I pull it out with it?
That's kind of up to you at this point.
If it's easy enough for her to pull the sword out, she'll do that as she's getting carried away.
Okay.
And maybe as soon as she starts to slide out of its mouth, she just sticks her sword in the side of it to hold on. So now she's just holding on the side of its head near its mouth, in the sword.
Okay, so you were gushed out, right? And so you are able to just kind of swing your sword and just kind of grab as you are just sort of surfing the ink that is coming out, to which JP, Scratch, and Malcolm are now dealing with gushing ink just going everywhere across the ship. It's just come flying out at you. You can either take the brunt of it or you can face danger and not face the consequences of it.
I would like to get in the way, and I would like to... Actually, hold on. This is probably a terrible idea. Let me think this through for a second. Okay.
It's a wonderfully terrible idea.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. JP is going to run forward in front of his friends and try to take the brunt of this, and I'm going to burn my tag Defiant Charge.
Okay.
And since I have an upgrade called Got Your Back, when I burn a tag into Steam for a hit in order to face danger affecting you and your allies who can benefit from your protection don't roll face danger but use yours instead. So what I imagine this looking like fictionally is sort of like the 3 of us are sort of are sort of standing in a line, and JP sort of grabs the 2 of them and pulls them behind him and then charges forward and tries to basically create a break in the ink so it flows around him. Yes. Answer to this question.
Wasn't Malcolm on the helm and Scratch by the gun? So they're not right behind you. So you can do this move, and you can do the whole deflection, so that it actually deflects off the ship, but they aren't narratively behind you.
I thought they were in a different. So I was imagining this differently. So
technically, Malcolm is behind JP, no matter where he would be on the boat. But if the ink is splashing across the deck, Malcolm's on the quarterdeck, which is a good 6 feet higher than the deck. So he should, in theory, be fine anyway, because the helm is always at top of the quarterdeck.
So here's my question:
Not on the poop deck?
Is there any way for me to get between both Scratch and Malcolm and this wave of ink?
Yes, you could, and you would be deflecting it sort of more onto the Flora, who's now attached to the body, and I'm sort of surfing it.
That's fine with me.
You know
Flora's already covered in ink.
You know where the masthead is? That's where you have to be.
Yeah, so basically I'm imagining basically JP is using himself as a human dam to stop the ink from flowing over his friends.
Okay, that happens exactly as you describe it, because you just burned that tag. So it comes gushing, and you defend, and it just sort of arcs back because of the force of the pressure of the liquid. Just continues to arc back, doubly all over Miss Ginger Ninja's Flora, who's just now just kind of gushing, just now gurgling and dealing with all of this liquid just kind of flowing all over her. As the ink just kind of flows and falls off, and now it just, you're just sort of standing there left looking, completely just covered in this ink. Your skin is beginning to get dyed. Your hair is getting dyed. Your clothes are dyed. Your beautiful, buccaneer outfit, it's all black now and drenched. And so is Flores.
Daytime Flora is not happy about this.
Luckily, it's still nighttime. And what is Malcolm doing as he sees JP execute this move?
He's going, that was awesome!
You're saying what?
He's going, that was awesome! As he watches this happen. As he watches him, I'm king of the world! As he is still trying to captain this ship away from the Kraken. Yeah. Okay,
and you were not able to navigate away from it because it's in front of you, and the tentacles are kind of
around it. Yeah,
it's held. It's got the ship held right now, but the ship is no longer sinking. However, the Kraken is beginning to just kind of, tighten its tentacles again to crush the ship.
Well, that's not great. Someone should do something about that.
Oh, I believe I still have yet to use my homemade bolo round.
The cannonballs I tied together.
You did tie cannonballs together. That's true.
I did tie cannonballs together.
Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to bring that back up.
Yeah. No, I didn't want to shoot at it with Flora in its mouth. So.
Is that like double dipping action?
Yeah. I mean, you don't throw your balls in the mix whenever someone's getting down to business.
Right. Fact.
Yeah. There's only so much a person can take, or a Kraken. So, this is a 3-barrel or a 4-barrel? I forget.
It's a 4-barrel.
I believe it was a 3-barrel. Oh, it's a 4-barrel.
Yeah. It's a 4-barrel. So, I am gonna shoot 2 bolo. Two bolo.
You're gonna shoot what?
2 bolo rounds at this Kraken.
Okay.
Since she is out of there, my balls are.
Your balls are free to run free.
Yeah. I want to wrap my balls.
Okay. So how are you? What kind of move are you using here? Is this a hit him with all you got?
Yeah, I believe I'm hitting it with all that I have. Yes.
All that you currently possess.
Yeah, everything that I am having at this moment. Man, words, right? And I don't really have I don't know if, I don't have any tags to put on this because I'm just firing a fucking cannon.
That's not true. You have a tag of crack shot or some shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do. Yeah. Man, they're here, but they're not here. Yeah. So that's
the balls are.
Yep. Fucking cool. Ooh. It's a thing now, apparently.
All right, I feel like when we first started playing City of Mist, we couldn't possibly roll badly. And then all of a sudden, something flipped and changed. And now we are just getting wrecked.
It's frags.
It's me. It's me. In the thing.
So where are you aiming this bolo?
Blue man.
I around the tentacles. I am just trying to pin this sucker up.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that its tentacles like fucking came up, and when they come up like this, I want to like fucking do that, but that's not happening.
Well, so what happens
you've
is
seen that one anime.
You want to tie up a tentacle monster.
Yeah.
And we just entered new hentai territory. Yay!
Yeah,
no, it's not new.
It's not new.
Yeah, the alternate working title of this episode was Kraken-kun.
Well done. Well played. Oh, Kraken-san!
Oh, no! Wonder what this is, Kraken-kun.
Boko no Kraken.
Anime. It's yeah. So I rolled. I missed. I'm a failure.
And I asked you where you shot it, because what happens next is it does do exactly what you expected it to. You shot it at you shot it as a pair of tentacles, expecting it to bind them up and take them out of business. Well, what ended up happening is the bolo just fired out, wrapped itself around a pair of tentacles, and instead of just kind of pinning it and just kind of keeping it away, what happens next is instead it take those two tentacles, bind together and become one big tentacle, in respect to momentum and weight, and slam completely down on the top of the ship, thus cracking the deck. As the rails shatter and the tentacle just kind of shatters the actual deck itself as it starts to splinter.
Good. Now you've armed it with a fucking weapon. Thanks, fucking Scratch.
You just hear from the other side of the strip, "Stop trying to help!"
Well, technically, he didn't feel like he could do anything, so...
Should have stuck with that feeling.
You have this under control.
It was more than a feeling.
Sing us another song.
Oh, no. I don't know any songs about crack.
Okay.
Small town squid.
The ship is beginning to crack and sink under you yet again.
Can I take another crack at this and just see if I can?
Well, what do you think you're going to do this time? Because you're now hanging at the mouth and just kind of holding on, and you've just become you're a little exhausted from all the drenching that was going on. You're kind of covered in crack and goo.
Does it have like? I'm trying to think.
It has everything that you expect and more.
Yeah, she would want to go like towards the most vital organ that's like nearby, like go for the eyes or go for like the heart or you know what I mean? Go for something that would.
Okay, so I believe the link that Mike posted in our chat gives you a great example of where things are.
Are we really fucking using this as our goddamn references?
Well, it vaguely makes sense, so I figured I might as well.
Anatomically correct cracking, guys. What do you want?
Okay, so she's gonna go for the throat since it's right there.
Okay.
She has her sword. She's gonna use the hole she already made and put her hand under where the sword is, like stick her hand into the cut and pull the sword out, so she can like still hold on to the side.
Oh, so you're gonna dig your hand in and just go like this kind of a thing?
Rock climbing, yeah. But she already made a hole, so she's gonna have that and then just use the other arm to stab it.
She's gonna go in.
She's right next to it. She landed right outside the mouth of this thing.
Okay. All right, do it. So what is this? This is a hit him with all you got?
Yeah, I think so. I'd argue the same three. Same three.
Okay. That works. Let's see. Yeah, Kraken is not going to apply anymore, so go ahead and roll it. All right, great success. So you hit him with all you got. So now that move has like happened, you can choose two of those options plus the tier status. So you got a tier 3 power. You had 3 power tags. So I'm gonna say that you've got tier 3 gutted. Is the status that you affect on this thing?
Okay.
And so now you can also choose 2 of those options that are listed on the table. Yep.
Manage to achieve your goal, take something they hold. I'm gonna just rip the inside of this thing's throat out. Once she starts, like, she's just stabbing it, she'll just start ripping flesh out and just, like, digging with her hand. She's covered in goo anyway. She's dying. Or this thing's dying, hopefully. She's just kind of going for it. So I would say status achieved is, like, slightly dismembering. Slight dismemberment.
This thing's pretty huge. I'm not sure that makes sense, but I think that I think it's so damaged now that it's distracted and begins to loosen its hold on the ship, right? So as you're pulling out the flesh, right? You're starting to either kind of, as you're pulling it out, you're slicing it, you're just taking it out. But the thing now becomes distracted as it loosens its grip on the ship, and yet still it's the ship is already cracked enough that it's starting to slowly sink again. But you've definitely got it to dislodge itself from the ship, and it's now beginning to kind of move away a little bit as you're hanging on to it, continuing to slice and rip at the flesh.
Okay. And then I'll dodge whatever it tries to come back with. Like it's flailing or something she's holding on.
Okay, well, it's gonna continue to pull out and just pull away from you right now. What are the rest of you doing while the Kraken begins to slowly loosen its grip on the ship?
I made a realization. My mistake.
This sounds dangerous.
My mistake was that I should not be the cannonball, because I, of course, am the cannon. I'm like a human cannon. So I'm just going to start throwing cannonballs at this fucking Kraken. We still have cannonballs, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm really strong.
Yeah.
So I think I can throw the fastball here and strike this Kraken out.
Don't scrub.
And don't hit me. Thanks.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about.
So here's what I got.
So are you winding up like a pitcher?
Yeah, JP pitched for his high school softball.
Okay.
High school baseball in his off time when he was not fighting.
I wanna give you some speed for this. Can I do that? I wanna lend him. I wanna sing him a song.
Okay.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look, center field. I can be center field. And then I hit a mean solo on the.
I think these don't count unless you know the lyrics.
I knew the lyrics, but the brain to mouth delay.
If you can give me the artist name without looking it up on Google right now, I will fucking give it to you. Who was the artist who sang that?
How are you gonna reference a song?
I know it. I did. The first time I heard it was when I was a kid, and it was on a Kids Bop VHS tape. It was before Kids Bop was Kids Bop. It was just called Kid Songs. Oh shit! I know a guy. His name starts with a C or a K, right?
Nope.
No, it's not. Then Scratch sings it, bitch. That's who sings it.
All right, I'll tell you what. If you can give me one other song about baseball, I'll give it to you. There's one other one I can think of immediately that just makes sense.
I know. Take me out to the bar.
No, that's fucking
Perfect.
Me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
God damn it.
And some Cracker Jacks. I don't care if we ever get back.
Nope, he dies. That's weird. Fourth player.
Somehow,
Right,
somehow the
you get
JP
the
cannon
plus one.
backfires and he dies.
Excellent. That's good for me. I appreciate that. Okay, so tags. Supernatural strength. One-man army.
We can call mine home team.
Home team. That's awesome. Yep, perfect. Man, most of my other tags do not really actually apply. Most of my stuff is really all about like jumping around and kicking people. Maybe yeah, no, this is all I got. All right.
Okay, so there are two negative tags. There are two negative story tags in play here.
Shoot.
First one is sinking ship, again. Second is turbulent waters, because the waters are still kind of crazy and frothed up. You guys have just been really distracted by the Kraken.
All right. I'm going to see if I can get lucky on one of these owl crits. I want one or two. Do I want one or two?
Oh my God. You want a 2 to succeed. Do you really want to use an owl crit? You realize what you said earlier. You have jinxed yourself, so it's likely that you were going to roll that one anyway.
I think it's those cannonballs.
I mean,
Anytime someone touches them, the ship.
I already rolled it, so it's too late.
My balls are cursed.
Scratch's balls are definitely cursed. Okay. Well. Describe us the wind up and the pitch, and I will describe how it lands.
So JP, he picks the bowling ball or the cannonball up, and
they're about bowling ball size.
Yeah, they're about bowling ball size, and he could pick it up pretty easily. Like, we've seen JP lift buses, so this is not really a huge deal. And he winds up, and he does the whole like little leg thing. Very nice pitching for him, but it's been a while since he's thrown a fastball. So, as he's going to throw it, I don't know what happened.
Sorry, I just read Frag's lips. Okay, so you wind up and you throw it, right? And it goes flying, and it goes sailing, and it looks like it's gonna fucking land just perfectly. It's gonna hit it one of its eyes. And then there's like something about it. It starts to there's a little English on it, and it starts to spin a little bit. And then Miss Ginger Ninja needs to face Danger S4.
You're definitely getting yelled at after this. Already fucking pissed at you.
Maybe next time you should bowl instead of play baseball. Find me a bowling song, Frags.
No. I'm gonna reset all those because I don't think I have anything except Can't Die Already Dead. That's all I got.
Ragdoll, I think, also makes sense here too, if you want my opinion.
Is it nighttime? I thought it was daytime.
It was nighttime.
No, because I have that. What? It was daytime, I thought.
No, it's nighttime. I think it's. I remember it being nighttime, but if it's daytime, then it's daytime.
I remember being daytime because we all went to the park, and then we were like, "Okay, we'll go," and then we went.
Okay, then it's daytime.
I don't know how long we've been on the ship because it was morning when we started this adventure. I thought.
I don't remember it all, so I believe whatever you guys tell me.
Yeah,
I trust Sam.
Okay,
it's daytime.
It's morning. It's afternoon.
Instead of night.
It's afternoon.
Not nighttime. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna use those two. No negatives?
I'm trying to think of what the negative here is. So the turbulent waters don't really apply to the Kraken because
It's a Kraken.
Because it's a sea creature, so like there's not like the turbulent waters isn't going to affect it. The fact that it's fleeing could be considered a story tag negative, but I think at this point Flora is pretty comfortable with the situation. She's not afraid to die, so that's not applying here so much. I think it's just JP's failed throw. So just go ahead and roll it straight up.
I think she also trusts that no one's going to be hurling things at her while she's not facing. But
yeah, well, you can have great success. Okay, so
can I dodge it at the last second, but see that he threw it at me?
Yes, do it Matrix style. Describe it to us.
No, I just figure she's stabbing at it. She goes to yell this or look and see how the ship's doing as she sees it. And she lets go. Like she was holding it like this. And she just lets go and it whizzes past her arm right above her head. And she just gives JP the dirtiest look. She's fucking furious.
Sorry.
You just hear grumbling, "You're gonna be when I get off this goddamn Kraken."
And so the Kraken continues to swim backwards, getting farther and farther away. Before we cut to Malcolm, so Frags, who was the artist on that center field song?
Fucking John Fogerty, man. I knew it. Because I knew the voice, and I could.
So. You did find a great other baseball song, but I was actually hoping for Dire Straits' "Walk of Life." But anyways.
Oh yeah, no. I thought about forget what song it is. The bases are loaded in case he's at bat. But no. That's like the only part of that fucking song that even mentions baseball.
Okay.
I mean, the only good baseball song is Tessie.
If you say so.
Yeah, I was just gonna say what. All right. And we
Scratch has an idea.
You know, the last one didn't work out so well. So
It didn't.
Survey says
Scratch might fall into the water right now.
okay.
Oh God, this is gonna be water amplifies sound, right? Very much so.
In a way, yeah.
In a way, okay. So Scratch wants to let's see which one is it. Yeah. He's gonna play his harmonica in the water and try to go to 11 and fucking screech this thing away. I kind of looked. It doesn't look like Krakens have ears, but I feel like they have to hear somewhere.
They would be affected by the sound waves underwater. But I just have to ask this question real quick. Hey, yeah. Flora, do you ever really feel like you can trust your crew ever again after how much they're trying to affect you while you're on a ship? I mean, on a Kraken? While you're riding the Kraken?
I'm going to be honest, she already had real low expectations being on this team for so long without Mr. G that she needs a vacation. I mean, and this Kraken is taking her... You think that she's fighting it, getting away on the Kraken.
Look,
she's mouthing the Kraken. She's like, just get the fuck out of here.
Everyone knows that if you jump on top of the boss, you risk getting hit by AoE attacks.
True.
This is generally
everyone should also understand that she's done all the work to fight this thing at this point. So let's just let her finish this.
Isn't that always the case, though? Isn't Flora always the one saving everybody's ass?
No, JP first season did great. Malcolm all the time saves us from shenanigans that he fucking starts.
Wait a minute. Did JP though? I seem to remember he killed Gephardt.
I mean, he did, but it was
low blow.
You know,
low blow.
Well,
I'm gonna call Greg right now and cry.
What else is new? So yeah, I think she's just gonna give you a dirty look while she continues to do everything around here. Not so much first season. First season, she just kind of chilled for a while there.
Okay. So, with that in mind, do it. Whatever it is that you're going to do it. Scratch, do it.
Oh, boy.
I can't hear you, Scratch. You're muted.
I said I want to unmute myself and use an owl crate.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's gone well for everybody else.
Oh!
Wow!
Eat my itchy dick!
You know they've got a cream for that.
Because it's Scratch.
Scratch, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Is that why you named your character this whole time?
Yeah. It's been building up to that one joke.
Okay, so please describe to me what it is that you're doing, and I will describe you the effect that it has, including what the effect that it has on Flora.
Okay. Scratch is, the boat's shaking and wobbling, and he sees JP just sidearm and almost hit Flora with a pitch, and he's just gonna sigh and take his harmonica and go, "Oh, Will," and fall backwards like a scuba diver out of a boat. And on his way down, he puts it to his lips and hits the water and just starts to blow. And not playing a particular tune. He's just going on the high side of the spectrum on his
all right,
and he's blowing as soon as he hits the water.
Okay, so what is Scratch intending as the effects of this? What is Scratch imagining happens here?
He's hoping that it's such a high-pitched noise in the water that this Kraken loses all sense of it. He wants its only feeling. He wants it to have a feeling of dread and run. Like the Kraken doesn't want anything to do with this because whatever this sound is vibrating its insides, and Kraken's not about that.
You ever see X-Men First Class? You know Banshee? Okay.
Trying to vibrate its innards.
That's gross, man. All right, so describe to me. Tell me which power tags apply to this, regardless of the fact that you used a crit.
Go to 11. That's that one. For
Okay.
That. Where is it? Jazz blues musician, obviously. So he's got the pipes for it.
Okay.
And Alcrit. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all you got? Okay.
Yeah,
So that's going to be a tier 3 status that you apply to it. So as you begin to blow, right, you kind of fall back, and you fall into the water, and you just kind of exhale and blow all this air through. And at first, it just doesn't sound like anything, and then there's this pop, and then it just goes boom, right, and it sort of vibrates out. And you can't really seal it more as you can feel it. And as the sound vibrates from the harmonica towards the Kraken, the boat shakes a little bit with the vibrations of it, and you hear all of the ship's various bindings just sort of crack just a little bit, not enough to cause any more damage to the already sinking ship, but every little sound, every little point on the ship kind of cracks a little bit, and it continues to travel towards Flora and the Kraken. And Flora is above water, but she can still hear it a little bit. There's some sort of muffled sound, and it just hits the Kraken. And so the sound wave just kind of carries all over it. And it just kind of vibrates its flesh. And it's already got a tier 3 eviscerated, but now it is tier 4 shell shocked. Right. And so it's just Flora, you feel it's beginning to kind of slack a little bit, right? And it's like its limbs and its tentacles and its body begin to like slacking, and the throat that you're kind of pulling out, even that as a muscle just begins to slack a little bit, and it comes out like cloth rather than it being like some sort of tough sort of membrane that you're kind of pulling, and you feel it begin to dive under the water.
I think now's a good time for Flora to let go. And get back to the boat.
Okay. All right. So you let go, you kind of floating back up to the surface. Scratch. You also, just as you exhale, you just kind of kick yourself back up to the surface, and you see that the ship is sinking and the swells are still kind of carrying. And so you're just like, you're seeing these deep valleys of water, just like these deep valleys between the two waves. And you are all kind of moving with the waves, and you see the ship is slowly sinking. And Malcolm, since you're still at the helm, you can see that the island is close, but not super close. It's still a distance that you'd have to swim, and it looks like it would be a real challenge to get there. So the boat is now kind of swinging in the water. What are you doing?
I mean, is there no wind?
There is no wind right now because the Kraken has pretty much caused the ship to sort of crack, and it's starting to sort of sink in it. So you're not really catching the wind in the way that you would expect to.
Oh. Can I make the boat fly now? No.
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know. Last time you told me no.
I didn't tell you no.
Yeah. As soon as you had the Kraken come out, I was like, I have an idea. And you're like, you can't make the boat fly. And I was like, no.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take it away from you.
You mean circumvent your entire encounter? No problem.
Yeah. Damn it. Go ahead.
That's my whole job on this show.
Take what spare the dying.
Yeah. Take what you say and fuck it. Get out of here with that Kraken. Yeah, I can't generate wind. Fucking yes, I can. Get wrecked. Yes, I can totally do that. So everyone swim back to the boat, and I now have sagging sails.
Sagging sails, and the boat's
they make a pill for that.
Hull is beginning to sink into the water. So
Al says, "So you out of Alcrit's, Ginge. Let me help you out with that one." Fourth time's the charm, right? So you get another outcrit for you, Miss Ginger Ninja. I'm going to.
Somebody make a gif of that. That was beautiful.
Please, I do need a GIF artist. Someone go ahead and just GIF these videos for me. Anytime Frags giggle fests for 45 seconds, I need that GIF too. I am going to change the game. Changes. Yeah. Now I'm...
Sorry, when you sing, it does not give you a bonus.
Are you
When
sure?
the Scratch sings, it does give you a bonus.
What if I sing for Scratch? Okay, I'm going to use... Yeah, he's going to shout out, "Guys, I got this!" to everybody who didn't ask him. I'm going to use Imagine Things to Life. Clap if you believe. Maybe?
Okay.
Bangarang, because I think this idea is cool. And everything is a game. And then -1 for something, I assume.
Turbulent Waters. Another one for Sinking Ship.
Okay. Dope. Alright, so I have power of 2. I heard that the power of 3 will set you free, but we'll go with the power of 2 right now and see what happens. So I'm going to change the game. Ch-ch-pow! Great success with a 14. Suck it, everybody else. Cool. So, what does that mean? I have 3 juice?
You have 3 juice,
Is that what
that's
that means?
correct.
Okay, cool. So he
God
shouts
damn it.
out, "Guys, I got this!" And then he turns around, and I guess no one's looking because you're all in the water and no one can see him. But he turns around, and as he turns around, there is just a giant desk fan, like the clip-on ones, that's clipped to the back railing of the boat. And he runs over and he grabs, and he clicks the switch, and it's like, and it starts spinning up this fan that just unfurls the sails. Yep. How's it powered? Magic Boy. Is that your question?
When did this become Roger Rabbit?
I mean, last
Seriously?
weekend was the 30th anniversary of Roger Rabbit, and I mean, in 2 episodes ago, I made a giant on-off switch to turn power off in a building. You can't. I have the mental capacity of a 12-year-old in real life.
Well, you did grow up in the 80s, so I
Yeah.
imagine that you did watch a lot of Roger Rabbit. This
Exactly.
is ridiculous.
And
All right.
Looney Tunes, like I grew up on it. So
Okay, you've got the fan. That's one story
so
tag.
that's one story tag. Dope ass fan is the story tag there. I got 2 more. So I'm gonna scale. So sorry. Here we go. So I make a fan. I'm gonna scale it up
Okay.
to make it a giant fan.
Okay.
And I'm going to prolong the effect to make it last until we
Okay.
get to the island. At least.
All right.
that's my
So
thinking.
the fan just begins as Flora and Scratch get onto the ship. The fan begins to propel through the rest of the waves, sailing you to these turbulent seas until you get closer and closer to the beach of the island. And so as you get towards the island itself, the fan just continues to push you forward, and you're having difficulty sort of controlling it. So you are on a collision course with the island. The ship is about to crash. What are you doing?
Malcolm is holding onto the helm, and he looks to Flora, and then looks to the crow's nest, and then looks exasperatedly back to Flora. And he says, "Fine, I'll just do everything! Prepare to land!" And he pilots this thing straight towards the island.
And with the momentum it has, it just careens up onto the islands, onto the beach, continuing to slide farther and farther and farther and farther and farther as the front of the ship butts against the forest.
Is it going farther or further?
Further.
It's going forth,
It's
farther,
further.
faster, farther.
For the horde.
Further and farther than anyone
For the
has ever
horde.
forthed.
Did we just crash into Pandora?
Shrouded in mists. Shrouded in mists. Oh. Good night, folks. That was the final straw. That was it. Yeah, so we just speedboat, we airboat onto the like an episode
you
of
do.
Archer.
And now the ship is beached on the
Trees.
on the beach, butting up against the edge of the forest, basically the trees. Flora, good luck getting that deposit back. Just saying.
Fuck it. That's the least of Flora's worries right now.
I mean, there wouldn't be a deposit if you took Malcolm's boat.
You get a text from excuse me, Vidalis. Where are you?
She gets off the ship without answering anyone and just starts walking a little farther, turns around, takes a picture of the boat, and sends it to him without any explanation.
10 out of 10.
And
All right,
then
guys,
starts to walk towards into the forest.
Okay, so we're here, and somewhere on this island is my friend Gideon. He's this tall, and he has black hair, and he has like a sad face all the time. And sometimes he makes my dreams better, and sometimes we fight krakens in my dreams, like that one there. You jumped in its mouth. That was crazy. You can't swim. Anyway, we need a new boat. We need to fight Gideon. We need to not fight the kraken a second time. Does anyone have snacks? That's okay. I brought some extra pizza.
Good.
I know.
Is everyone okay?
I'm great. That was fun.
Scratch is like banging out water from his harmonica. That was
Gross.
interesting.
Flora's checking Sarah, Barry, and Gus, just making sure they're okay. And she's, takes her shoes and pants and brings everything out, and her shirt and everything, and just starts. She's just very angrily quiet. It's like a calm before the storm. And then she would walk over when she's done. She'll walk over and take JP's sword from his belt and just walk away with it, because clearly she's the only one using these goddamn weapons we were given. And she lost hers.
Where you going? There's a jungle there.
Listen, I don't have all day for this shit, Malcolm.
Oh,
Let's go.
sorry that saving my friends are too inconvenient for you.
You're goddamn right it is inconvenient.
If you had friends, I'd save them.
All my friends are dead and they're less to take care of.
It's because you're a jerk.
They get kicked in the head.
Well, all my friends are dead.
Yeah.
And Malcolm marches into the jungle after her.
JP and Scratch?
JP's fallen.
Yeah, I mean, Scratch isn't just gonna. He's not a beach guy. He's not a jungle guy either.
Or a water guy.
Or a boat guy. He's not really an outdoor guy.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna follow the people.
All right. So you head into the forest, and it's not so terribly dark in there, but it is dense. And so you get in there, and the sun's shadows, or the sun is sort of obscured, as there's a number of shadows just kind of all around, and you hear weird sort of sounds. But as you go deeper and deeper into this forest, you see a light towards the other side in the direction you are, and you find yourself coming to an open field.
Okay.
Trendane, if you're watching this, real weird. He tagged me on something on Twitter. Sorry.
Is there anything in the field?
There is.
A fairy
What appears to be, so the field just kind of goes on, and it looks like it's ringed by the forest. And off in the distance, you see sort of a single lone, like a lone mountain just kind of rising out of the ground beyond it. But in the middle, in the center of this field, appears to be some sort of platform or dais, and there's a column in the center of it, or what appears to be some sort of like, waist high structure made of stone, and then on that there appears to be something on top of it.
Yeah, I think Malcolm doesn't see a scared, dark-haired boy in the clearing, so he just kind of walks through the clearing until someone stops him.
As you get closer and closer to this dais in the center structure, you can see there's a couple other things that are sort of on the dais itself. As you get closer and closer, you can see that there's something sort of behind, on the ground, behind this what's now appearing to you to be some sort of an altar, although I don't think Malcolm would identify it as such. And the item that you see on top of the of this altar is a cup.
Anyone thirsty?
Does Gideon have this cup remind you of Gideon at all, Malcolm?
No. We don't have a lot of cups. We just sort of like get like a big soda bottle and pass it around.
Gross.
You're gross.
Frag's face is exactly what I was thinking.
Like when you were 12, you didn't chug soda and then hand it to your friend for a sip of soda.
No.
Nope.
No.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Germaphobe.
sorry.
All right, guys.
Just 'cause
we've all
you're
learned
gross.
Something today about my.
Yeah, it was that me and all the kids in my neighborhood weren't allowed back in the house once our parents kicked us out, so we had no cups. So it was either
Yeah.
do this and sip it or just take the bottle.
I mean, we didn't have money either, so we didn't buy Cokes. We just drank out of the freaking water faucet.
You ever see Ed, Ed and Eddie? That was me and my friends. Explains a lot, doesn't it? So yeah, he just looks and says, no, we don't have a lot of cups. And then sort of he starts to keep walking.
So as you get closer and closer, you see that the whatever the thing that is behind the little altar structure is actually a body of some kind. It's laying on the ground.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, that he stops for. Does it look like Gideon?
You can't tell. It's not identifiable. You can just see that it's a body, and you're really close to it at this point, but
Yeah.
you can't see anything really more detail until you kind of step around it.
Yeah, you just hear... I don't know where you guys are, but you just hear... I'm going to poke this dead body with a stick! And you see Malcolm quickly move over towards the pillar.
All right, as you run closer and closer, and you kind of step around, disregarding the cup, you see that the form on the ground is actually Gideon, and he appears unconscious or passed out.
No, I'm not! I found him! Flora, we can go home now! I don't... Maybe he's dead, though.
To that, Flora will kind of... She was just kind of petting the dog, looking around. She'll go over and grab some gloves out of her bag.
And do what with your gloves?
Check
Give
his
him an
pulse.
exam?
Check his pulse so she doesn't kill him when she touches him.
Okay. He definitely has a pulse. He's breathing very shallowly, and his breaths are coming in very quickly. There's a very fast rhythm that he's as if he's panicking. But other than that, he doesn't appear to be moving at all.
So she's going to look to JP. He's alive, but we're going to need to take him with us. We're going to need to pick him up and carry him. I think there's more wrong with him than we thought.
Well, why
All
did he
right.
come here? And what is the light?
We need to find a ship and get out of here.
Well,
JP will pick him up.
but,
Go ahead.
he said He said that he was sad and that he felt like he had to come here, and then there was a light here. Maybe that's something. That's it. That's all I remember.
JP, can you jump up and see if you see anything around here? A boat, a way off, a light.
I can fly.
Sure. JP jumps.
Trying to decide if I want to make you roll this, but I'm not going to. All right. So you launch yourself into the air. What are you aiming for in respect to height? Like, what would make sense in JP's in mind?
I just want to go high enough where I can get a good view of the whole island.
Okay.
Basically, above the tree line is an important factor.
Do you jump straight up, or do you launch yourself in any particular direction?
Straight up.
All right. So as you launch yourself into the air, as you're rising, you see the surrounding landscape. You see that the forest basically butts up against the beach towards the direction that you came from. And as you kind of look the other direction, it extends off beyond this open field towards that lone mountain. And just beyond the lone mountain, as the trees sort of blanket around the rest of the island, you can see the far side of the island. On the mountain itself, you notice a couple of things. One, there is a cave at the base, and there's another cave sort of towards the top, and there's some sort of reflective thing at the top of the mountain. Otherwise, you don't really see anything else around you.
JP, gets to the top of the jump and slowly hits the ground. He lands with a thump. He goes, so it's definitely no boat.
Is there anything else?
I saw a lot of jungle. I mean, I'd love to say that.
What was that?
I think it's Jumanji. Does somebody have Jumanji in their house?
Yeah, I heard that too. What was that?
The
Dun, 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 dun.
yeah, I heard that.
Oh, that was me drawing my hand on the table.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what?
We're all like Jumanji.
Yeah.
I heard it. And I was like,
Someone's about to turn into a monkey.
it's probably going to be JP. To be fair.
Now, how fast is JP?
How fast is JP?
Yeah. How fast a fellow are you?
Pretty fast.
Run on water fast?
I was going to say that.
No.
More than most likely, the best way for me to get across the water would be to try to carry a bunch of logs. And then I could throw out a log, run and jump off of it, get as far as I could, throw down another log. It's like I'm creating a bridge.
Yeah, but realistically, logistically, how big are these logs, and how are you going to carry?
I think we're better off building a boat at this point.
Yeah. Malcolm's already built a boat.
That's true. Malcolm can build boats, so I think that may be our go-to here.
I mean, in all fairness, he might have got his friends to build them for him.
I mean, I was going to say, to be fair, I did have like a dozen 12-year-olds that were hopped up on shared Coca-Cola and pizza, so.
They were on that 7X shit.
Yeah.
But as soon as it gets in the water, it sinks. Looks real great.
You don't know.
Yeah, I think Flora would try to go back and salvage the boat. Is there phone service here?
It's jungle.
You clearly got a text from Vidalis.
Okay. So she would point back towards the ship and be like, well, we at least know that what is that way, like what's beyond there. So should we just head back?
We've got the kid. I mean,
Yeah, but he got out here all by himself in a little boat. And then what if he gets out here again? Then we have to come all the way back out here.
We're not coming out here again, Malcolm.
Why did
What if
come
he comes
here?
back?
Then that's his decision.
Why did he come here?
I don't know. That's what I want to know. That's what I said.
I mean, I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon. Maybe we just wait for a kid to wake up and ask him.
It's a weird place to take a nap.
Yeah.
Can we not wait for him to wake up while we build a boat?
Yeah. I feel like realistically it's going to take us longer to build the. But yeah, he should wake up by the time we've chosen a log.
Not like Malcolm could change the game or anything and create a boat or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's
I
just
mean,
me.
We totally have Magic Boy, but
I've been asking Magic Boy to do shit all fucking day.
You didn't want Magic Boy's boat before, so why should you listen to your ass?
I wanted him to fix the boat. I wanted him to like anything.
I know, and all Malcolm wanted you to do was help save his friends, and you sassed him and went home for the night.
You're welcome for fighting those things.
Damn!
Sister.
Yeah, you saved 1 out of 3 people and then went home. And like, I don't have time for this, Malcolm, and then I'm going to bed.
Listen, when I'm your
Damn.
mom, you can't sass me like
Ah,
this.
well, you're not my mom. You're not my real mom. Mr. G's wife's
She's gonna be your
dead.
stepmom.
Nope.
Wow.
I'm gonna get a wooden robot army from underneath Mr. G's house and fuck shit up. Malcolm's actually the bad guy of the entire campaign. All 3 shows.
I mean,
Knew
you
it
get us in
all
all this
along.
trouble.
I mean, yeah, you've been encouraging 90% of the bad shit that's happened to us. So
I'm a
Don't talk to
12-year-old
Flora that way.
I'm a 12-year-old boy. What do you guys want from me? Also, so is Malcolm.
Gross.
Yeah, so he looks to Flora, who he knows is a doctor lady, and says, "Wake him up."
I don't know what you expect me to do to wake him up. He's in some sort of
You
shock.
expected me to fix a boat?
Touche.
Why don't you go fix the current boat that we have while I help him?
I still don't know how to fix a boat. You have tools? You have anything?
Figure it out. Get creative. And she'll
You've seen
just...
Gilligan's Island.
Figure it out. A bushel full of coconuts, like a radio.
She'll go in her bag and grab one of the drinks she brought. And just kind of like... If she has water or something, try to just give him water. I'm like, I don't know. Watch him. She's not a goddamn doctor. She just knows
And
the anatomy.
And as you do that, Malcolm slyly reaches into your bag and pulls out one of the energy drinks he knows you put in there.
She sees you and rolls her
And then
eyes.
you just hear...
easy there, little buddy. It's a little soon to be taking on that hard stuff.
You want me to build a whole boat? And he snatches the cup off the thing and starts to walk back towards the beach.
do you want help, Malcolm, or
No, I got it! Exasperated Malcolm.
JP's gonna try to help anyway? But like, care, I don't know actually how I would even help you magically create a boat.
Malcolm doesn't know how to make a boat. He's just coming over here to fucking kick rocks.
All right, guys, what's going on here?
So Malcolm leaves with the cup. He takes the cup off the altar and a can of I don't know, 4 lightning bolt.
You take the cup
Oh
off
yeah.
the altar.
I snatch the cup and I walk back towards the beach.
The moment that you snatch the cup, the ground shakes, as if an earthquake kind of rumbles around.
Malcolm,
And there's this liquid that splashes out, sort of on the ground, and it just sort of, it's a clear liquid, but it's as if the cup is the inside of the cup is sort of glimmering a little bit.
What? I'm going to make a boat, I guess.
Don't think you should take that cup.
How am I going to make a boat?
The boat's probably already there. If you
Why-
walk
why
over to the
crash it
shore.
there?
Well, but, Malcolm, think about it, Think about how great of a captain you are. Would you have really crashed your boat? I think what you knew that it was a land and sea vessel, and obviously, it's still okay. If you're Captain Malcolm, you wouldn't crash your boat.
I like how hard you guys pull for this. A boat car would be cool. But I can't drive cars. I can only drive boats. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, is it really a car if it goes on water?
I don't know. And he goes to pour his drink into the cup.
No.
What?
I'm just saying, let's just go to the beach. We'll leave the cup for now.
Why?
We'll just take a look at the ship. I
It's
think
just a
if
cup.
I think, Malcolm, you're going to be very... I think, your ship... You're Captain Malcolm. You wouldn't have crashed your ship.
But I did. I crashed it. It was awesome. Because Flora didn't say land ho. Because she wasn't in the thing. And then she didn't say prepare to land. Because she wasn't in the thing.
You're
She wasn't
telling me
doing
this
one
wasn't
job.
all part of your secret plan,
She
Malcolm?
said, what can I do to help? I said, get in the crow's nest. And she said, okay. And the first thing she did was jump off the boat.
All right, this isn't working. I'm not as good at this as Mr. G.
Flora's gonna stand up when you say that, and she's just gonna be like, Malcolm, put the cup down and try to get us out of here. You're the only one that wanted to come to this godforsaken island, and there's no other way off unless you figure out a way.
I really
Sorry that I want to save people, not date boys! And he throws the cup down and storms off towards the beach.
I really don't think the yelling at him is gonna help.
As
Yeah,
the
'cause
cup hits the ground, the rest of the liquid spills out, and the ground shakes even worse.
She's gonna try to pick the cup up and put it back where it was.
Okay, as you do, you notice that it's slightly dented.
Okay.
And when you place it back on, it's just placed there, but it looks off. There's something about it in the position that you place it that it looks off, regardless of how you try to position it. And no, it doesn't look like Chip. Damn it.
Yeah, I think Flora puts the cup back down and is just kind of looking at it. And looks to Scratch. So what are we doing? What can we do? Should I call someone to come get us?
Well, if we think this boy is going to come back, we need to find out why he was here in the first place. Else we just going to keep making this trip every week.
If he was at this cup, why don't we move him away from the cup? Maybe he'll wake up.
Well, the cup is lighter than him, so let's move the cup, not him.
Do you remember what happened when Malcolm picked the cup up?
Hey, you got gloves.
She just looks over to Scratch like, God damn it. Like, you're not picking up what I'm putting down. And she just looks at you and looks over to JP. Bring him with us. Go with Malcolm and bring him. We'll stay here for a second. See if anything happens.
All right. JP does as asked.
When you pick Gideon up, he feels heavier than you would expect for a small boy. In fact, he feels like a burden in your arms. And like as his body just sort of falls limply as you're just kind of carrying him, it's a struggle to move him away. And you feel sluggish doing it. It doesn't stop you. You don't feel impeded. You just feel more, like sluggish. You just...
If I try going the other way, try carrying him back towards the cup, do I still notice that feeling?
You notice that it diminishes as you get closer and closer to the dais and the altar.
Flora, yeah, I never know how this shit is supposed to work, but it really feels like whatever's going on here, we're not supposed to take this boy away from this cup or whatever this altar is.
What do you suppose we do? Leave him here? Leave Malcolm here with him?
I wasn't proposing anything. I'm just telling you that...
That's the problem, JP. You know what the problem is and not how to fix it. I don't want to be the one to make decisions here.
All right, so I guess we're just starting an argument. I was just trying to have a discussion about what to do. But that's fine. I mean, you only want solutions. Damn. So here's your solution. Let's bring the cup and the kid.
I feel like I'm not making myself clear.
Oh, so solutions aren't good for you either.
We just picked the cup up and that happened. We put it back and it's fine now.
I don't think it's a good idea. That whatever's on this island, it doesn't want us to take this kid away. I don't know if it's the kid. I don't know if it's the cup. I don't know if it's both of them. If you really think it's the right choice, I'll do it. But I'm just saying.
Flora looks to JP and looks to Scratch. You could carry the cup then. And she takes off one of her gloves and throws it to you.
I'll put on the glove.
You now have a long black lace glove that goes to your elbow.
Gonna put it on and go.
You look sexy as hell.
He's gonna go. Neat. And he's going to pick the cup up like this. Beep.
And then she's going to start heading there.
Heading where? Sorry, my internet decided to take a dump on me for a second.
He picked up the cup again.
He picked up the cup, and as you pick up the cup, the ground shakes. And a little bit of liquid sloshes out of it. Now, based on what everybody else saw, there was no liquid in it when it actually was placed on the altar.
Scratch is gonna see what happens as he tries to walk away with it.
The cup feels heavier and heavier as you're moving away from it. But with each step, you feel that weight and you feel that pull.
What's the liquid look like?
It's a clear liquid.
It's clear. What's it smell like?
Whiskey.
Oh.
Is that a French laugh? You think?
Well, I've smelled it. I've looked at it. Now I kind of feel like I have to know the mouthfeel.
You gotta get some of that sweet juice in your mouth.
I do. And Scratch is gonna, when he sniffs it, I think that boy is just drunk. And he's gonna put his lips to the cup.
Do you take a sip?
Yes, but it's not a gulp. I'm not gonna take a huge gulp. I'm just gonna kind of.
Face danger.
You have chosen
Holy.
Has he? Has he now?
No, he hasn't, but still has at the same time.
Wait, you rolled? What was your power tags?
Is it a wooden cup like one that a carpenter would use?
Yeah, you didn't put
So we're We're gonna keep that roll. We're gonna keep that roll. No, it's not a wooden cup, but it's not necessarily a gold cup either. It's a brass cup. That's what it was, brass. Anyways,
Okay. Well, I do have a brass savant. I can play anything that's brass. So if it's a cup and it's got a tiny little mouthpiece,
you
I can
lick your finger and just.
or like I could just blow over top of it. Just a really wide.
Fucking hate this game.
okay. So what power tags apply to this? Because that's gonna modify your roll.
Yeah, I don't have drunk, so I have, if it's a brass cup, I have brass savant. But honestly, I can't argue for that because that is it's not an instrument.
Okay.
Like I rolled because I don't have anything that's gonna help with drinking mysterious liquid out of a cup.
Okay. So this is what happens. You take a sip, and it is the. Wait.
I turn into a donkey and get kidnapped. I swear to God.
By a dragon.
Is Scratch sort of more of a peaty, sort of a whiskey kind of guy, or is he like the sort of the smooth, sort of sweet whiskey?
He was drinking Wild Turkey last time, so
Yeah,
trash.
I was about to
whiskey,
say
I think
trash whiskey. Strong, something that you can feel going down, like before you even put it to your lips.
Okay. So this is what happens then. You taste it, and it happens to taste like the best trash whiskey you've ever had, right? It's strong. It's actually got a decent taste. Doesn't taste like, the ass end of a donkey. And it just a little slip just please dances across your tongue, and the fire that comes from it is just so pleasurable. And you just feel yourself relaxing. And as you kind of relax, what Flora and JP see are your face just goes slack, you smile, and you immediately fall to the ground. And as he does, the cup comes tumbling out of his hand, and the rest of the liquid spills over, and the ground shakes aggressively. Like it's a huge shake. And then when the cup stops rolling is when the ground stops shaking. And Scratch is now asleep, snoring a little bit.
Does he look the same as Gideon?
Yes.
If I try to pick him up and take him to away from the cup, do I feel the same thing?
Absolutely.
But bigger.
While you're doing that,
I'm a
Flora's
grown man.
just yelling.
Okay, so now the same thing is happening to Scratch.
What kind of a fucking idiot drinks from something that you guys, do you see why I'm mad, JP? Do you see? Do you get it? I feel like I'm the only adult in this situation at all times.
Did I drink from the cup?
Oh my God. We go on these stupid fucking adventures and people are just like bad decisions. You know what? I'm going to go see how Malcolm's doing. Good luck with this. And she's just going to take the cup, put it back on the thing, and walk over to Malcolm.
So as you do, you pick it up, the ground shakes a little bit, you slam it back down, and the ground shakes a little bit. And as you're slamming it back down, removing your hand, you see a little bit of liquid just sort of slosh out. And it smells really delicious, Laura.
Yeah, she doesn't care enough. She just puts it down and walks away.
Okay.
JP doesn't know what to do. Now 2 people are sleeping.
Been a long day, man.
That was the nap that Frags needed.
I definitely don't want to drink it.
Gross. All right. Well, I'm going to give you a second to think about it as we cut back to Malcolm, who's taken who's taken his leave to go repair the ship. Malcolm, how's it going?
Not great. Ship's captains don't repair their own ship. That's not how that works.
This is true.
So he has like splintered wood from other places on the boat that he is now holding over the hull of the boat that has like a hole in it, and he has like a rock or something, and he's just banging it into like with like you know when a kid builds a fort, he has like shitty like half a nail that he's like whacking it into the side of it. Like, fix a boat, just Malcolm fix a boat. Stupid adventure, Malcolm. Save your friends. I like boys that own pizza places. And he's just imitating Flora. JP's my boyfriend. A bald head guy's my boyfriend. And he's doing his best to repair this boat in the only way he knows how, which is 0. He doesn't know how to do that at all.
Doesn't try to imagine it in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't sing a song.
He's way too angry at Flora and JP for being awful.
So mom and dad basically took away your ability to play a game.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
Yeah.
I feel bad for
you know when you're in trouble
Malcolm.
and your parents take away all your fun things? That's what just happened. He just wanted to save his friend, and they were just mean. That's why he doesn't like adults.
So Flora, this is how you find him as you burst through the forest.
Yeah, probably loudly too, like, man, I'm going on a date. He's a bald guy. Don't punch him. He's my boyfriend. He stole my friend. Don't say flicker, Malcolm. Make a boat, Malcolm. Fight the Kraken, Malcolm. Where's a hole?
I feel like she just quietly sits against one of the trees and just listens. Yeah.
It just goes on for a time until he like you see him like bang it one last time, and he's like, one down, and he turns, and that's probably when he sees you. And in complete comic relief style, he turns, he sees you, and he just kind of squints, and then you hear like as the other side of the board falls because there's only one nail in it. He says, "I'm doing my best," and he picks up the next board and turns back around. Starts hitting it with the rock.
All right. So, Flora, you find him in this situation. What are you doing?
Yeah, she just sits against the rock and is seeing who in her phone could send help. Could they not build a boat?
That's fine. I'll build the whole boat myself.
Okay.
Oh, my sweet baby boy.
Sorry. Yeah, Otter, I'll be doing the same. Oh, shit.
Good luck.
You may be easier to find than you know. Anyways, let's just go back to so JP's gone, Scratch is asleep. I don't know what to do with Malcolm right now. Scratch. What would Scratch be dreaming? What would be the idyllic dream for Scratch?
Swimming.
Wait, what? Really?
No, I was gonna say swimming in a pool full of Jello, but the Jello's whiskey, and it's not Jello; it's just whiskey.
Okay.
No. He'd probably be dreaming about his time with Samuel, but he enjoys it. About the good times, not the bad.
Tell us about that dream. I'm very curious about this.
He remembers how life was just a huge party all the time, and all he had to do was talk. He never had to fight, never had to hurt anybody himself.
All he had to do was talk to some kids and get drunk, play music. And that was the life. He never had to worry about anything. He didn't even have to worry about himself. It was just music and bitches all the way down. Because that's the kind of guy Scratch is.
All right, and so as you're having this dream, things begin to sort of shift and change a little bit. The setting isn't what you remember. The crossroads, stepping into the crossroads with Samuel when you're old enough, it's not the sort of dive bar roadhouse kind of a setting, but it begins to shift as if it's aging, but it's aging in a way that it feels older, as if from an earlier time. And the people's dress around you begin to kind of sort of their clothing evolve. At first, it looks like they're dressed in modern clothing, and then it goes back farther, and you see that some of them are wearing leather and have mohawks and spikes, and you've got people with plaid shirts tied around their waists, and they're wearing blue jeans and combat boots. And farther back, it just kind of the evolution continues as you see another image. As you're kind of walking through the bar towards the back room, you see people wearing pleather, and it's red and bright orange and neon green, and my internet starts shitting on itself as I'm trying to describe all this. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
So the people around you begin to change, and the music begins to change, right? At first, it's sort of like this pop punk kind of a thing as you're kind of moving in, and then there's sort of this 80s techno that's happening. And as you're sort of entering into the back room, you hear some, loud, aggressive rock, and you see people are wearing like jean jackets and leathers, and you see a lot of long hair, and you see really long beards and mustaches, and there's not a lot of makeup on the women. As we fade back to JP. JP, you are standing there over Scratch. The cup is right there. What are you doing? What's going on here?
I guess first I'll try at least to wake him up. Like, does it, like, if I like shake him and like move him around, like what does it seem like? Is it like, because like JP's been around a lot of people who've been knocked unconscious, and like he's sort of, he's been around sort of like the difference between somebody who's like asleep versus someone who's been like knocked cold. Like, does it seem more like he's actually like in deep sleep, or does it seem like unconscious?
Does he seem like he's unconscious?
Like does it seem?
He seems like he's in a really heavy sleep as he's he's snoring a little bit, right? And so like his breathing is heavy, but he does not to be contorted in pain, and nor does he appear like he's been knocked out in any way. It's more like he's fallen asleep on the ground, just sort of right there.
Okay. And when I like shake him and stuff, no response.
None at all. He actually, you hear a little bit of a song that he's kind of like singing under his breath a little bit when you shake him, but otherwise he's just passed out.
Oh boy. I'm really worried that the only So Malcolm told me that Gideon's power has to do with dreams, and that normally he puts them both asleep and they have to get through the dream in order to get out.
I mean, you saw Gideon's powers.
Correct. Oh yeah, I did see all of that.
Yeah, you were part of one of those dreams.
So I think both Sam, the player, and JP, the character right now, are worried that the issue is that we just have to see the dream through. That's why Gideon and Scratch will not wake up. I will drink from the cup. Actually, no.
Wait, okay. Because I was going to ask you a question. I was going to ask you one of those "Are you sure?" questions, but in a very different way.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to. So the earthquake keeps going as long as the cup is moving. Is that what we've experienced? Or is it
any
only
sudden movements of the cup
so
appear to be? Go ahead.
So I'm going to see if I can pick it up carefully enough where I won't cause an earthquake.
So you pick it up gently, and there's a slight shake to the ground, but it's not at all the rumbling and shaking of the ground that you'd expected before.
Okay. And is every movement still like as I like slowly move with it, the ground slowly shifts? No?
Only picking it up did the ground shift and shake a little bit, but not with any intensity. And you picked it up and you just kind of continue to move on.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to try to very carefully hold the cup in one hand. I'm going to put Scratch flat on the ground, try to place Gideon on top of Scratch, and carry both of them together like this so that I can carry the cup in one hand and both of these sleeping people over my shoulder.
Boy!
What?
How else would I do this?
So you pick them up, and the weight of them
each arm like this
is like
I have
heavy.
to hold the cup
in your
and
mouth.
Scratch is just trying to get you to drink the damn thing. All right, so
You're the frogs from the Little Mermaid. You're like, sha-la-la-la-la-la, drink the cup. In the background, sitting on a log, like passed out, snoring.
I will never ride the Little Mermaid ride at Disneyland again because of you, because of that. Because that's all I'm going to remember from now on.
Don't you want to drink the cup?
So you pick her up. You pick it up like this, and you begin walking forward. You pick the two of them, and you've got the cup in the other hand. The weight of them doesn't change because you have the cup. In fact, they get heavier farther and farther away you get from the dais. And the cup itself, you feel it tugging you back, like it's you feel it being pulled back towards the altar. But you are able to slowly make your way to the edge of the forest. And we're going to cut back to Malcolm and Flora.
Malcolm just loudly says, no, I'll do everything, while she's playing on her phone. And Malcolm's busy trying to fix a boat.
Do you want to try to actually make some sort of a role here? Do you want to actually commit some sort of real effort at this? Maybe
no.
even imagine it?
No.
Because you're still angry. You're still angry at mom and dad, and because this isn't a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not fun. This is not a game. Malcolm wants to save his friend and figure out why his friend went here, and they're not letting him do it. So he's not playing. He thinks this is like adults punishing him.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So JP, you're slowly trudging your way through the forest, and both Gideon and Scratch get heavier and heavier, and the bowl of the cup gets stronger and stronger.
Wait, the cup's pulling even though I'm holding it?
Yep.
So is it pulling me back towards the altar?
Yes. It wants to go back to the altar. You can feel that it's the tugging. It's harder and harder for you to move forward.
All right. I'm going to try to push forward here to get to the beach. When I get there, I will put the 2 sleepers down. I will say, I wasn't sure. It seems like it wants them all back at the altar. I didn't drink it.
Flora.
I think Flores is still ignoring you guys. She'd probably be texting. I had an idea, but I don't think that's gonna. I'm trying to get us away off this goddamn island. I'm seeing what Malcolm's doing, and I'm not about it.
So who are you texting?
She was gonna text Vidalis and see if he could help, and then she realizes she's still annoyed with him. But I think she caves. I think she caves and texts him. And she sends a picture of Malcolm trying to fix the boat. And just says any help would be appreciated.
Wait a minute.
To Vidalis.
To Vidalis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She thinks if there's someone that can get her off this island, it's going to be him.
Okay. Well, you don't get a response just yet. JP, the pull is significant on the cup, and both Scratch and Gideon's bodies are incredibly heavy for you at this point. So much so that you're really concerned about your ability to carry them much farther.
How close am I to the beach?
Since the boat is butted up against the beach, and the beach is not, it's probably about 50 feet from the tree line to the water.
Guys, even if we have a boat, I don't know if we're going to be able to get them off. Honestly, the amount of weight it feels like I'm carrying right now, it's heavier than that bus, Malcolm.
Yeah, maybe because we need to find out why he's here.
I've been trying.
Well, I've been trying to build a boat, 'cause that's what I was told to do.
Seems like everyone's in a real mood today. I'm just trying to solve this problem.
That's what I wanted to do, but you both told me no. You said, go build a boat, Malcolm.
So...
And now he's taking a nap. And she's playing on a phone.
So,
You're not even doing anything.
Okay. What would you like to do, Malcolm?
Fly on top of the mountain and find out why he's here.
Let's do it.
Oh, okay. That was pretty easy.
Look, trying to do anything other than what you want, that always just seems to lead us to here. So we might as well just lean in. I'm leaning in.
I didn't make a crack and attack a boat.
I'm leaning in, Malcolm. Let's do it. What do you want to do? We're doing it.
Okay, when you jumped up real high, what did you see?
I describe everything I saw.
There was a cave? Remember the last time there was a cave? I punched a dragon.
I don't think there... Oh, yeah, there was a cave.
I know. And I punched a dragon. Why wouldn't you say that?
I'm pretty sure I told you guys what I saw.
I was busy being mad at you.
All right. So, would you like to go to the cave?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, floor lady. We're going to a cave. Grab your phone.
She's gonna.
You're texting your boyfriend.
She'll. No, she's done. She's gonna look to you guys and look to just like how the side of the island, since they're on the beach right now. Do you know where we're going?
The cave that he found?
How far? She's looking at JP. How far is this cave?
I mean, do I have an idea?
Which cave are you talking about? Talking about the one at the top of the mountain or the one at the bottom of the mountain?
The bottom?
2 caves?
I'm assuming they connect. Maybe that's just a big assumption, but that's my assumption. I mean, I don't know. Do I have any idea how far away it is?
The
way you
cave. Yeah, go ahead.
I was like, the way you were describing it made it sound like distance is kind of hard to reckon on the island. But maybe that was just me.
That distance was definitely hard to reckon. You do know that the cave at the bottom was definitely would definitely be closer than the cave at the top. However, the gleaming thing at the top is just kind of was close to the cave that was at the top, and you weren't quite sure what that was.
Okay. It's hard to tell, but I think we can get there. I mean, the real question is, it seems to be based on what the island or maybe the cup wants. It really does not seem to want us going to the beach. So if it wants us to go to the cave, might be okay. But I mean, these two are getting pretty heavy.
Put them down.
You just want me to leave them here?
Well, if they're heavy, stop holding them.
Well, we gotta take them to the cave. If we're going.
I have a question. Because I'm so smart. Ready? I'm going to blow your minds. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, if he drank the drink and he took a nap, right?
Okay.
Right? And then Gideon drank the drink and he took a nap, right? Who put the cup back?
After he drank it, it fell.
But it was on top of the thingy when I picked it up.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
I know. You're welcome. That's the bad guy.
It could be.
I'm going to punch him in the nose. And Flora's not going to stop me. Okay, so you lead us to the cave, and then we find the bad guy, punch him in the nose, and say, "Wake my friends up!" And then he wakes our friends up, and then whatever happens then. Does that work, floor lady?
Anything I've tried to do to help has just made it worse, other than fighting that thing. So do whatever you want until my ride gets here.
Oh. That doesn't sound very helpful. Okay. Are you coming with us?
Sure.
Okay. So, go to the cave, find the bad guy, punch him in the nose, wake up our friends. Got it? This many steps. Super easy. JP, take us to the cave!
All right. Let's start heading towards the cave.
Are you still
What do you do
carrying
with?
them?
What do you do with
I'm gonna carry them at least to the pedestal because I don't want to drop the cup.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go slowly and carefully, at least to the pedestal. And then once we get to the pedestal, I'm gonna experiment on whether going to the cave has the same effect that going away from the pedestal does towards the beach.
Let me be clear about this. You're doing this walking away from the dais. You get carefully there. You've got both of them on your shoulder. You've got the cup in hand. Okay.
So basically, instead of so I've tested going one way away from the dais towards the beach. It doesn't like me doing that, clearly.
Okay. Yep.
So now, instead of walking by and putting the cup back down on the dais, I walk past it in the direction of the cave and see what happens.
The same effect happens, although it's a little less likely. Or sorry, it's a little less intense, but you still feel their weight increasing, and you still feel the pull of the cup.
It still seems to. It's like the pedestal has like gravity almost, but going this way is not as bad.
Okay. So, you gonna carry them, or are you gonna leave them laying down?
I mean, I'd rather keep them with us if we can.
Okay. I can't carry them.
That's why I'm carrying them.
They look heavy.
I'm strong.
Okay. Let's go!
All right.
And we continue towards the lower cave.
Farther and farther you get into the island, past the area of the opening, the open field area, you find yourself sort of pushing forward into this denser and denser part of the forest. And for the first time, you notice that there are sounds that actually sound like a jungle. That are there are animal sounds, birds, and various low guttural kinds of things as you can begin to push farther and farther forward into this. And as you do that, not only does the weight of the two bodies sitting next to you, sort of as you're holding, and the cup, you continue to feel the cup being pulled. You move farther and farther forward, and it's like there is an energy permeating from both Gideon and Scratch that feels like sleep. Like you begin to feel tiredness, like this desire to sleep, and the pull of the cup changes a little bit, where it wants you to jostle it more. The liquid is starting to sort of spill out a little bit. For the rest of you, the sounds around you don't sound so scary and intense at first, but the deeper and deeper you get into it, the darker it gets, the more unsure of what it is that's actually growling and sort of calling out in this sort of setting. You also notice that the sun is beginning to set. You guys still continuing forward?
Yeah, Malcolm fully expects there to be a bad guy.
I think at this point, JP just thinks... At this point in the adventures, I think JP has gotten to the point where he has decided that trying to struggle out of them always just really leads us deeper in anyway. So this time he's leaning into the adventure. He's just going to try to push through it.
As the sun starts to set, Flora is less all about nature and loving it and everything, and she just wants to get off this goddamn island.
Okay, well, you continue forward. The sounds get closer and closer to you as you find yourself coming towards what appears to be the entrance of the cave, just as the sun is beginning to set. And that's when a text message comes in for Flora. And it just says simply, "Where are you?"
She's gonna wait to respond until they figure out what's going on in this cave.
Okay.
I'm assuming she's gonna lose service when she starts walking in, so she'll probably see it and be like, "Oh, I'll check it in a minute."
Okay. All right. Going deep into the cave is what the intent is. I'm kind of looking towards JP at this point because JP is kind of like he's the one dealing with the most burden that's going on here.
Yeah, I'm trying to move forward to the cave.
All right. So Malcolm's.
So something happens that would force JP to stop or do something to continue on his path. He is going to the cave.
Okay. So Malcolm just runs into the dark of the cave, I assume. Flora probably just following up behind him. But as JP begins to enter the cave, he's going to need to face danger.
Okay. Alrighty. Supernatural strength.
Okay.
Body like a mountain.
Okay.
Will of iron. And I think that's it.
Okay. You're going to take a a story tag that's going to have a negative effect on you, and it's going to be burdens, and that's going to be the effect of Scratch and Gideon, and the cup.
Oh, do you think one man army applies here? Hauling two of my buddies and the package out.
Sure.
Cool. All right, rolling with a +3. I actually have a decent chance of this time. Here we go. Yes.
Great success. Okay. As you enter the cave, again, it being relatively dark in there, you all of a sudden feel that the two bodies that are on your one shoulder, their weight begins to increase significantly, and you kind of get dragged down a little bit as if you're kind of tipping over, and you kind of get leaned to the side, and the cup starts to kind of twist in your hand as the liquid starts to kind of pour out a little bit. But you're able to kind of right yourself, and only a little bit of the liquid is lost, and you kind of shoulder up and kind of muscle into and continue into the cave. And as the three of you continue into this particular cave, it's incredibly dark, and there's rumbling and there's noise just sort of coming off from the distance. But you can't quite tell what else is going on inside of there. Do any of you try to create a light source of any kind?
It's just like a dank ass natural cave, right?
It appears to be a dank ass natural cave. I don't know. You tell me, Malcolm. What does it? Is it a dank ass natural cave?
I mean, I would assume so. Just a natural ass cave.
Well, how does a Malcolm imagine it?
As a spooky cave. Yeah, I think Malcolm will, and then likely get it immediately taken away from him. So I'm gonna give you a change of the game real quick. Let's see here. I think it's most of the same things I always use. We'll take off clap if you believe. This is not Bangarang. But this is a game, and I'm gonna put in home is where you make it because this is to save Gideon. So I'm currently at power of 3, unless there's negatives.
Not for Malcolm.
What about sensitive to thick mist?
No, because you've already pierced the veil here.
Okay. Then in that case, I got 3 to changing. Miss. I don't create anything.
What type of light source were you trying to create?
A torch. You know, one.
But like, are you talking like a Are you talking like a
like a D&D like Indiana Jones torch?
Okay, so as you start to do that, what do? You just like grab a stick and just kind of pick it up, or what is?
Yeah, he
what
starts
is the
like
flourish
looking.
of this?
He starts like looking around. So what he was trying to do is like, there's got to be something. There's always, anytime you go in a dark cave, there's always a guy that either hands you a sword, or there's torches, or there's a bomb. There's got to be something. And he starts looking around, and he's like, picks up sticks. Nope, not that one. He picks up. This is just a rock. Not that one. He starts like throwing things out of the cave. And he's looking. He's just looking around manually for a torch.
Okay, and so you pick something up, and you're like, not that one, and you throw it, and it goes fleeing, twirling end over end against the side of a cave, and you hear a click, and it shifts. And then you guys, for a second, that's the only thing you hear, and it causes all three of you to stop. And then you hear some grinding of rock on rock. It's like sort of this smooth sort of grinding, sort of not a high pitched sound, but it's just like you can hear that there's like granite rolling against granite.
That's not great. Someone set up a trap. And he stands up with a bunch of sticks.
You feel a whoosh of air from behind you.
Feel a whoosh of air from behind me.
I look behind us.
You don't see anything just yet, but you feel gusts of air kind of coming at you as something is kind of sort of pushing in your direction.
Oh no!
You can still see the entrance, and you can see the last lights of the sun in the distance after walking into the cave.
What do you think? Do we push forward?
Flora's gonna turn the light on her phone.
As you do, and you kind of shine it around, you realize that there is a gaping hole in the ceiling above you of the cave, and that's where the whooshing of the air is coming from. And that's where the grinding sound is coming from as well.
I think...
and the sound is getting closer.
Yeah, I think Flora puts her light up to take a look and is like, you know what? I think someone else should go first. And then she like realizes like, okay, fuck it. And she'll stick the light and look and see what's up there without completely going under it.
You kind of look up and you see that it's sort of a slanted like shaft that's angled up into the mountain a little bit. And you realize that there is some sort of object sort of rolling down at you. And as it gets closer and closer, it's clear it's some sort of polished granite ball that is kind of rolling towards you. And it is coming at you very quickly.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was thinking it was about to be.
Does the cave go up or down as we go in? Like when this thing falls down, is it then going to roll at us, or is it going to roll the opposite direction because of gravity?
You are on a slight slant going up.
Oh,
You're going at an
So
up angle.
it's Indiana Jonesing us.
We gonna get mooshed.
Yeah, it's Indiana Jonesing us.
So I think
We don't get
Flora's
mooshed.
Actually, so
Alright.
it's interesting because the mechanism is actually behind you.
would I see that after I heard the click?
Yes,
Can I like try to turn it? Oh, is it a switch or something?
it is a switch. It's like a lever.
She's like, pull the lever, JP.
Wrong lever.
Do I have a hand to pull a lever? I mean,
Get it with your
I don't know, JP. Are you going to drop anybody?
no.
I think you answered your own question there, buddy.
I'm gonna try to pull the lever with my foot.
Perfect.
JP, take a risk for me. You are a martial arts. You are a martial arts expert, so I'm assuming that you have the ability, your dexterity with your foot. But I still think you need to take a risk.
All right, cool. So, supernatural strength still, because it helps to be able to hold these people easily.
Okay.
I think acrobatics is pretty important to dexterity and being able to like slowly lift your leg up while maintaining your balance and holding people.
Okay.
Again, I think Will of Iron, because it takes a lot of determination to do this.
Okay.
And then maybe martial arts. Like, as you pointed out, it's like being dexterous with like kicks and with your feet is like something that JP would have gained mostly from that. But that one I think is a little bit dicey.
I'm going to allow it.
Cool. I will take it. And am I still burdened?
Are you still burdened? Yes, you are. Even though you've got your super strength, you're definitely still burdened.
Okay. Yes, I figured that would be the case. All right. Here we go. Taking a risk. Could be worse.
So you do kick it, and the lever stops. Like it flips back up, and you hear a distant sort of rumbling sound above you. But the boulder is still sort of coming down at this point.
Oh, God. I don't think I can stop the boulder and keep a hold of these two people in this cup.
What if we run away from the boulder?
You hear a slow grinding sound just at the base of it, and you can see that there are levers that are moving into place in front, and the boulder kind of comes slamming down and hits those essentially those barriers, and they begin to buckle a little bit. But it's stopped for the moment.
Oh, never mind. We're fine.
Do we have to walk past this, or is this where we're supposed to be going?
It's behind you, technically. Although JP is standing in front of the lever, and the lever is in a tiny little alcove just off to the side of the hole. He's basically the only one standing in front of it.
Maybe we just run a lot faster and go down.
I agree.
Flora starts briskly jogging.
Come on, JP. We gotta go. There's a giant boulder.
Jogging back towards the entrance of the cave. Because you're on an incline going up into the cave.
Yeah, I thought so. When it stopped, I meant like, can we get? Is there a way to get around the boulder to keep going through this?
Yeah, so the boulder is sort of just like hanging there above you in that slot that was cut out, and it's like the barriers that are holding it in place right now. The boulder slammed into it, and they're starting to buckle a little bit, and you can hear little bits of cracks
under it.
Yeah.
And
so
then
the boulder was going to
fall. It rolls the other way. Yes.
And you're going to go which way though? Are you leaving? Are you going deeper into the
We're
cave
going
or
deeper
out?
into the cave so that it rolls past us after we go past the hole it's going to fall into or out of.
Okay, so you all three of you kind of make it past, including JP, who's still holding the two bodies and the cup, and you make it way past, and you get probably another 100 feet up the cave, and then you hear more crunching as the boulder's weight just kind of crushes against the barriers. They're already damaged, and it just continues, and you hear the grinding of the stone against the ground as it continues to eventually kind of slam, and you see the last of the light just disappear behind you.
Well, that certainly could have gone better.
How? We didn't get smashed.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Floor Lady, you have the light. Lead the way.
She'll continue walking.
Okay, so you continue up, moving up, and you find yourself coming to a large cavern opening inside of this mountain. It appears to be lit from below, and you're not quite sure until you get to the edge. And as you look down, you see that there is a river of lava, or even more like a lake of lava, about 100 feet below, and it's casting a very light glow. Across the other side of the cavern, this large sort of like bulbous sort of area, is another platform with an entryway leading, or another cave sort of opening. And there are a couple of these really tall columns that appear to be, you could hop across them essentially if you wanted to get to the other side.
I did not see that coming.
Really? It seems pretty classic adventure story. pretty Indiana Jones, don't you think? Haven't you seen those movies?
No.
Good movies.
You can't leave lava lying around everywhere. It's not safe.
How far apart, like, do these look far enough apart that it would be tough for Flora to make it?
Yes.
Could I make it in one jump? Would I need the multiple stones?
Carrying your burdens? That might be difficult, yes.
Okay, but without, I would have no problem.
Without, you would have no problem.
Well, I know, Flora, you wanted solutions, not ideas. Here's my solution. I don't think we can go out the other way we came because it's blocked. So I suggest that I carry these two across, set them down, and then come get you, and Malcolm flies.
I'm good at that.
Malcolm, can you fly me over there?
Maybe. I one time flew JP, but we only flew to the ground. He was already falling out of a window.
I meant for now, Malcolm.
No, I mean, he jumped out of a really high window, and he was falling out of the window, and I flew to the ground so that he could land and didn't squish. I don't know if I can fly you across. You're heavy.
She's just sitting there rubbing her temples, trying not to lose her shit right now in a cave. And I think she's just like, okay.
I can try.
And she's just checking to see if she has phone signal.
Oh no, you got no phone signal at all.
Yeah.
I can try to help.
It's fine.
Just if you get hit with lava, that's not my fault. I told you. I can fly me across for sure.
So do that.
Okay.
Go ahead, JP.
And he flies across.
Yeah,
All right.
JP will hop across with carrying Scratch and Gideon.
Okay.
Then he will try to very gently set them down.
In the lava?
Not in the lava?
Face danger.
Oh, God.
Actually, no. Actually, take a risk. Take a risk, because this is you are confident that you are doing something that you have done before, and it's not necessarily a situation where there's immediate danger. So I think this is taking a risk.
I don't know that I have any applicable tags here. Because I'm
I
literally
don't know if I
just
agree with that.
people down.
Well, you're jumping across.
Oh! It's for getting
Sorry,
across.
Yeah, it's the getting across part. It is not.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't a simple situation like that. So,
Yeah. That makes it way more clear. I was the one misunderstanding. Then high flying leap, supernatural strength, acrobatics. I still think Will of Iron helps with all of this because the way you've been describing the burden is it's kind of mental as well as physical.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
And burden is definitely applies as a negative tag, as a story tag.
Yes.
Okay.
This is in my wheelhouse though, so I'm feeling good.
Are you sure?
Nope. Clearly I'm not.
Mild success, is that what I see?
Yeah.
Okay. So you hop across to the other side. And as you do, you try to make it in one leap, or do you use the stones to try to just get across?
Oh, no,
there's like 3 or 4 columns.
I'm using the columns. I'm using everything that can help me because the last thing I want is to go into the soup with these guys on my back.
All right. So you make a hop and you hop again. And at the third hop, you're feeling a little unstable because the weight of this burden on your right shoulder and then the cup on your left shoulder. As each jump you make, the cup gets jostled. And because it gets jostled, the ground sort of rumbles. And for Malcolm and Flora, the entire cave shakes, and there's a couple of rocks that kind of sort of lodge, dislodge themselves from above and just begin to fall a little bit. But it doesn't catch either of them off guard. From you, it becomes, it's more about the fact that it just kind of reinforces the theory. But as you land on that fourth and final column, you land a little bit too hard, and it begins to kind of crumble and fall, and you leap and jump, but enough of it, enough of that momentum just destroys the rest of the column itself, and it begins to crumble into the ground, and it jostles the cup more than any other jump you did. And for everyone, the ground really begins to kind of shake a little bit. And Flora, you're going to have to face danger as there are boulders falling down towards you.
Can someone in the chat get a little counter going of how many times people have tried to fix things to make it worse?
It's just JP.
Between all of us.
Welcome to
just
this
JP.
little thing called Powered by the
Scratch shot a
Apocalypse.
bolo and then it armed a fucking monster.
That's true. Scratch
Who's a monster?
Scratch
No,
did give
what?
weapons to the enemy.
Win some, you lose some.
Sometimes you get hit by boulders.
You held by boulders a lot, apparently.
So I'm going to use. Is it nighttime yet?
Yeah, the sun has gone down officially. You would feel that. So nighttime Flora is definitely in effect.
Dead of night. Can't I already did, and then I think that's it. Maybe Ragdoll, but I don't know. She's not injured yet, so probably
Okay.
not.
Nope,
I
probably
would
not.
just say the
Go
two.
ahead. Yep, go for it.
Mild success.
Okay, so Flora, you see the boulders beginning to come, and that you're able to kind of move around them and just shift your body in such a way that you avoid each, but they come slamming down 1, 2, and 3, and sort of push you up to the edge enough so that you're almost sort of teetering over for a second and kind of catch your balance. And JP, you sort of land at the other side, but you realize the damage that you've caused, and you see the boulders that come falling down towards Flora.
So what are we doing?
Don't know what to do.
Do you put down the bodies in the cup?
I guess I have to.
If I fall in the lava and burn my head,
I mean, I can't. There's a safe place for me to put them, right? Based on what you
Absolutely.
described. Yeah, then
Absolutely.
I'll try to put them down as gently as I can because more stuff falling all over the place is not good. And then I'll try to go help Flora.
Is there an easy way that she sees to get across on her own at all?
Jump.
Not an easy that's obvious, and Flora can come up with something. She's incredibly creative about stuff like that. Sorry, my internet is twigging out again. Did you say something? Or did you hear my response?
Yes, we heard your response. I think Flora's going to try to jump across.
Sorry, I missed it altogether. Did you say? I'm sorry. You didn't respond, or you did respond?
She's going to try to jump across.
Okay.
If she could find like a big enough rock to like throw it down for a quick second and get jumps in between, like, you know what I mean?
Right. Okay. So
that
you could
she can
probably
push
grab
off
something.
of-
Right. Okay. So we're gonna call this take a risk.
Okay. So I'm going to use the Dead of Night, the Can't Already Dead, and that's it.
Okay.
That is an owl crit.
You
No,
can.
because
Good.
they're going to keep into me. No.
Do it.
No, it's
There's
so
always the
annoying.
possibility that JP would or Malcolm could save you. I mean, so I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, JP's ready, or Malcolm's ready.
I'm really good at landing.
Yay! My first one. Fuck you, Al.
So much love.
Landings are my specialty.
All right. So narrate for us how this looks like when you you make your way across.
She's real sick of everyone's shit. So she's just like looking around while he's going across with them. And she sees some type of like, you know, like maybe like a flatter rock that she can just kind of throw out, take a step off of it, and then land on the other side. She gets to the other side and just has her hands on her hips like she's like freaking out a little bit. And then is like, all right, we keep going? We good?
Yeah. Good job.
That
You
was
got over by yourself.
a good jump.
You can't even fly.
All right.
Fight a kraken now.
You continue to follow along through the tunnel
Close enough.
that leading from this particular room. And it leads you on a downward slant, and at a curve, a slow curve you can detect as you're kind of making your way lower into wherever you're going. You hear, at first, the faint sound of water, and you smell a little bit of, wet on the air, and you feel the moisture. And you begin to curve around, and you come to a point where the cave is beginning to get wider and wider, and you hear more of a rushing sound. And you step out around what looks like a corner into an incredibly large cavern. You are standing on the ledge of a cavern, and below you is this beautiful sort of lagoon that's sort of lit with like bioluminescent things inside of the water. And inside of the water, you see a couple of things. First, you see that it is littered with stuff that gleams, glitters around the bioluminescence. Periodically throughout the gleaming and glitter, you see glints of you see something that catches the light of white, and it looks white under there, and it's vague shapes, body shapes under there that you can see. The third thing that you notice is that there are things moving that kind of in the water that kind of catch and can move around the shimmering of the light. So you can see that there are shapes that are actually moving in the water as if something is inhabiting the water. Your attention is drawn to this because of the glimmering and the glow, but as you kind of look up and look around across this huge, incredible cavern, you see this beautiful waterfall. And seated next to the waterfall, at a dock, is a gigantic galleon, and it flies a pirate's flag.
Damn.
Cool. Yeah, And Malcolm just looks at everyone and says, I knew it! It's always pirates.
Yeah, Scratch goes.
Perfect.
Okay. So if that's the group's reaction, we're going to cut to Scratch's dream. Scratch, you continue moving forward into the back room of this. And as you're kind of stepping forward, you see Samuel's outfit also begin to change. As it goes from sort of this 70s leather, and jeans and cowboy boots and a cowboy hat through something that looks more akin to sort of a casual kind of a suit with a tie, looking very sharp, polished shoes, going even farther and farther back. You see that the suit sort of evolves into what looks like a tuxedo and coattails, and really sort of two-tone sort of spats, and he steps into the back room, and he begins to kind of walk around the room. You see that the room is also changing, and that the lights around the room that are kind of like framing the entire room, they go from modern electric lamps to older electric lamps to gas-lit torches, or not torches, but gas-lit lamps with these beautiful lenses that are sort of ornate and sort of frosted. And you watch that the table, the card table, changes from sort of this beautiful, modern mahogany kind of a thing, very ornate with the felt on it, as it shifts as well and becomes more of this sort of rustic, rudimentary sort of table. And so does the chairs evolve. And as you're watching Samuel and a couple other people walk around, their outfits as well continue to shift and change as he begins to kind of walk around, and you see that he is dressed finally as it begins to sort of stop there. He looks in a coat and a vest with a striped shirt, a watch chain sort of dangling from his vest coat pocket. You see that he's got these tailored slacks and cowboy boots, and he's wearing a very interesting sort of like Southern gambler's kind of a hat. And as you're kind of taking him all in, you see that he's wearing a gun belt with two guns, one on each side. And his face has changed. He's no longer bald. He no longer has, no facial hair. He has essentially a sort of a wire thin mustache and a little bit of a goatee, and a silver tooth, a gold tooth at the front, as he smiles at you. And he says, Scratch, order us some rot gut. We have some cards to play. And that's where we're going to end it.
Inception cards.
That's why I needed you to fucking drink, JP. I need you in the dream with me.
To play more Old Maid.
We need to play some more Old Maid.
I would, but I don't know how to play.
Shared dreaming. All right, that was an adventure and a half. Hot damn. Exactly. So yeah, guys, that was it. That was episode 6 of season 2 of City of Mist, called a 3-hour tour, which also came out to be a perfect name. Perfect name. So let's go around. Outro Sarcastic, get your thoughts and feelings on this game. Hear about what we got going on this weekend, and we'll go throw a host to one of our friends. So we'll start with Frags. Frags, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today's game?
Sleep on the couch. My name is KW Frags. You can find me on Twitter by the same name. You can find me, chilling, and in the Discord. And I had a fun time. I fell asleep in the game, and I also scared a Kraken off with my music. So
Both of those things are accurate.
hope we see that sucker again, because we didn't kill it, and we got to get home.
Perfect. Yeah, well, that works for me.
That was all. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Let's jump over to the next super prepared person, Miss Ginger Ninja. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today's episode?
I'm Ginger Ninja. Floor real sick of everyone's shit, but at the same time, good job, guys. We're on another goddamn adventure. It's kind of like me normally. I wouldn't leave my house unless people made me.
All right, good talk.
I was talking, but I was muted. So, where can we find you on the internet?
I thought my audio was muted, so I just blasted it, and then you all started laughing, and it was real loud.
Hashtag pro streamer.
Yeah. Don't worry, she's a variety streamer. You can find her at Xmas Ninja on Twitch. Another pro streamer here. Johnny, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today's episode?
Again, you guys surprised me. I expected everybody to drink and everybody to go into the dream, but of course not. That did not happen. What else is new? Why do I ever plan for anything? Jesus Christ.
I was gonna drink just because I thought that's where you were going, but then the look that Ginger gave me, I was like, all right, I won't do it.
But it would have been fun.
Yeah, Mike typing in the chat, drink it, take a drink. Come on, just one sip.
I really wanted to, but it didn't feel like it made sense for JP to do. So.
It's true. Johnny, where can we find you on the internet?
I kind of think that you should have, because I kind of think you did it. Anyways, by the way, just so you know, there is a full storyline, and I guess only Scratch is going to be playing in that full storyline. Poor guy. So great job splitting the party again, guys. 10 out of 10. You can find me at Video Store Cowboy everywhere on all the things besides Twitter, which is Vid Store Cowboy. And then you can see me tomorrow night over on Not So Speed Runs doing this crazy 6&20 thing again for Speedy and his friends.
Sweet. And last but definitely not least, the savior of the day-ish. Sam, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what do you think of today's episode?
I am Sam, twitch.tv/WisnFool, Twitter at TheWisnFool. I'm a sleepy boy, and I had a good time today. And that's all I got.
JP needs sleep.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for playing. I had a blast as usual. I'll see you next week.
I think you nailed it, man. I think you nailed it.
10 out of 10 outro.
Yeah, so that was super fun. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow for what could potentially be the final episode of Havoc in the Hinterlands. I might be back on Friday for some video games. I'm undecided yet. And we'll definitely be back from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday Eastern Time for a 12-hour stream. We have some Cypher system, which is going to be run by me, this is probably the third one-shot I run on this channel. We have some Pugmire coming. We're Dog Knights, and it's going to be dope. We have some City of Mist going on, and then we have a super fun, what is going to be a super fun a D&D 5e game, and I don't want to tell you anything about it. Just tune in. That's going to be a fun show. So yeah, we're raising money for charity. As a channel, we're over $6,000. As a team, we're over $7,000, which is super dope. All thanks to you guys and the effort you guys have put forth. So come check us out. Tweet that tweet on Twitter, all that good shit. And with that, we're gonna get the hell out of here, and we're gonna go raid our buddy McLokin, because he's a dope dude, and it's also my 4-year anniversary of being a sub on his channel. So yeah, we're gonna go give that guy a hot sticky raid. So from all of us to you guys, bye bye.